What is going on, New York Giants fans? Hit Squad with another video. We're gonna have some people coming through to talk about the Logan Ryan release today, and a shocking move, honestly. I think that with everything going on, with the New York Giants right now, I don't think a lot of people saw Logan Ryan getting cut. I know that a lot of people viewed him as a dark horse cut, but we're gonna get into that today. What is going on, Eric? Nice to have you here, man. Thanks for stopping by. Mark the Blue Giant, D-Mac Warrior, Big Pat in the house. How you doing, man? Neymar, I did see something about DeShone going to Atlanta. If that is true, I'm really excited for him. I think that he would do well over there with Atlanta. Hopefully, they can address the wide receiver position. And yeah, we'll see what happens with DeShone. But let's get into this today, man. So with Logan Ryan getting released, it appears that the Giants really only saved $775,000. Now, I know some people are kind of questioning why we cut him. Was it due to his cap? Was it due to him not fitting the scheme? Was it because he was a Joe Judge guy? I mean, I'll be very honest with you. I think personally, this was going to be one of those cuts that, if you kind of look at what the Bills did when they first Brandon Bean and McDermott went there. When you look at them, they really cut surprising players over there. Excuse me. There was some surprise cuts when they first went there, and they took a lot of dead cap hit. And I'm not really shocked with Logan Ryan being one of those cap hits. To be honest with you, for the New York Giants, I think that what does this happen? What does this really mean? Is Kyle Hamilton at play? Is a player like DeShone Elliott from the Ravens at play? I think honestly, you kind of have to look at all the cards that are on the table. I mean, do the Giants view taking a Hamilton at 7, as opposed to, maybe before they were looking at taking a linebacker, or maybe before they were looking at taking a player like Sauce Gardner? Do they look to take a player like Logan Ryan? Excuse me, like Kyle Hamilton. Now, in my honest opinion, I could see it happening. I'll be very honest with you. I could absolutely see this happening, and it's going to be very interesting to see how the draft plays out. I got here with
Oh, yo, what's up, bro? Like I said, I'm gonna come in and drop my little take on this, and as you can see, like I'm still in school right now, man.
yeah, no, I appreciate you taking the time out, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no, so I don't understand it because we call him pre-June 1st. Now there is a advantage which I'll mention a little bit later to doing that, but because we cut him pre-June 1st, we saved technically what around 6.3 million, but we also got to pay like 5.9 million or something crazy like that in dead cap.
Yeah,
So all in all, it's the savings are just basically nothing. Now the advantage of cutting him pre-June 1st is that I don't think there's anything on the books next year for him. His contract is completely off right now. But I'm still wondering why we did it when we're a team that's like that needs depth and good play right now.
yeah,
And Logan Ryan, he was overpaid, but he was a good player, and he was our starting safety for a reason.
yeah. He
Now
was the captain for a reason too.
yeah, he was the captain as well, right? You're getting rid of that veteran leadership too. Now, I will say this: like, I understand more when somebody point out to me that like his contract is completely off next year. I'm still just like, I feel like this could have been handled better almost, or like I didn't see the need for cutting him now. Like, I think me and everybody else, like every other Giants fan, thought that next year he would have been gone because it made more sense then. Like, there was even more savings next year. But like the way Joe Shane did it is that no matter what, like there's just no money dead or savings next year. It's just he's completely off. So I'm a little confused because of what I hope this doesn't mean is because even though I like Cal Hamilton, I've said it several times that he's the best player in this class. Like
Hmm.
regardless of anybody else, he's the best player. I'm still not taking him fifth overall. I'm still taking an offensive tackle first. You know what I'm saying? I'm still taking potentially Sauce
Absolutely.
Gardner at 7 or potentially one of those edges at 7 before I take Cal Hamilton because the impact that a safety has on a team is not that much. Like I'd rather listen if we're in a tough spot and we got to take a safety. I'd rather take like Daxton Hill in the second round or something like that. But I don't know. We'll see what they do. I heard you say it. I've seen people say it online as well. Maybe DeShone Elliott or something, or
Yeah.
we just bring back Peppers on a really cheap prove it deal, which I wouldn't mind. Have him at strong safety. Have McKinney at free safety for the year. We'll see, man.
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, It's going to be very interesting to see what happens because I'll be honest with you. I've been saying for quite some time, I don't feel comfortable taking a corner in the first round or even at this point a safety. But I think at this point it's going to be likely. I mean, because our secondary is looking kind of thin, especially if we trade or cut Bradbury, man. I mean, I love Julian Love, but I mean, there's got to be a better option out there in free agency or even in the
I
draft.
agree with you, right? It's like it all depends when Bradbury is gone. Because if Bradbury is gone, then I would really want them to actually take a legit shot at DeShone Elliott because he's a good safety. He's listen, he's been starting for the Ravens for what 2 or 3 years now, right? I want to say he's
Yes,
been one of
yes.
the better safeties in the league. He's not the elite, but he's good. He's really good. So I would have really want them to take a shot at him. But even if that's not the case, they got to use that money elsewhere, bro. They got to use to bring in some more O linemen or something because we only got so many draft picks.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And I think that even if you grab a safety, let's say that's in the second round or even in the third round, I think the defensive mind that Wink is, I think he could work with that. Just for the reasons that this offensive line needs to be addressed. I mean, I know we need a corner, but man, I really think we need an edge rusher a little bit more. Um, I mean, it's going to be interesting, man. I mean, do you see us really taking one at 7 at this point?
A corner?
Whether that's a corner, do you think maybe Hamilton's more at play? Like,
Nah, I would like I said, I would hope that Hamilton isn't at play. I would rather a corner. I would much rather to take Sauce Gardner at 7 than I would to take Cal Hamilton at 7 or 5 because even though Hamilton is the better player once again, the
yeah.
impact that like a legit starting corner is gonna have and Sauce is supposed to come in and be one of those like number one guys automatically is way bigger than the impact than what a safety is gonna have. So
Oh, I agree.
I'd rather than take that. I don't know what they're going to do. It looks like they're going to do that based off the past couple weeks.
I,
We'll
I
see.
think so too, man. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I kind of penciled in, whether they didn't get Kayvon, I think you could still get an Ojabo or a Karlofkis. But now at this point, man, I mean, I feel like, the secondary is going to come first at this point. And I would
And the
not be
thing is, it's
shocked
like
at all.
I feel like they should listen. We don't know what they're going to do. This is what I feel like they should do: tackle at 5, trade down at 7, take either an edge or a linebacker with that trade down because you're going to trade down into the teens. Trade back up into the first round because we have like two third round picks. Use some of that. Trade back up into the first round and take a guy like Andrew Boot or Trent McDuffie. And I feel like that would be really smart. But we'll see.
Yeah, I agree with you there, man. I mean, we'll definitely see. I know a lot of Giants fans have been really calling for DeShone Elliott. I mean, I think that'd be a great fit. Him and Xavier McKinney up there, man. I think that'd be nice at the safety position. It's just for me, what is it going to cost to bring him in at this point? I mean, do you think that it'd be a 1 year deal if they
For
approached it in
Deshaun
free
Elliott,
agency? Yes.
how old is he? Dude, isn't that hold up? Pull up his age and his last contract.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
But like I
All right.
said, he's been a starter for a couple of years now, right? So,
Yeah, he's young. He's 24 years old. He was
bro,
drafted in the
he's not.
sixth round in 2018.
I don't think he's going for a 1 year deal. I think he's looking for. I mean, it's his first contract, so he's going to be looking for somewhat a legit contract, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Which
I
we
mean,
which we should be able to afford, like when Bradbury gets moved, basically.
yeah, I mean, and you make a great point there because I felt that going into free agency, the Giants were going to try to at least get depth pieces in the secondary to fit Wink's defense. I know some fans were telling me about, possibly DeShone Elliott. They were also mentioning maybe some depth pieces on the Ravens as well. But I just feel like when you look at it, man, I think all signs are either pointed to Elliott or the draft. I wouldn't be shocked either way at this point, man. But
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I am kind of shocked that I'm shocked that they cut Logan Ryan before they traded James Bradbury. Because you're right, you make a good point about the June 1st cut. I mean, you save so much more money as opposed to you cutting him right now.
yeah.
Where you're
But
only
it's the
saving.
way you look at it is that it's 100% a move for the future, and I guess that's what we have to ask ourselves as fans and ask other fans. Like, you look at it, and this benefits us so much more in the future than it does right now. We suffer a little bit this year,
Absolutely.
but next year he's completely off the books. And
Yep.
if we're gonna be honest with ourselves, it's good. That is good, even though I don't like it. It's good that for the fact that it's healthier cap moving forward. But it's terrible because I think unless we replace him, it is gonna be like a legit loss.
Yeah, yeah, and to add to that, man, I mean, one positive out of this is that the Giants next year, we had 87 million in cap, but when you throw in Logan Ryan and how much we save from him,
I
which is
think it goes
another
up to like 90
9.2,
or 90 something.
it's close to 100 million at this point.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know some fans because I saw it in my streams recently were kind of upset in terms of us not making any big splash signings. I mean, I just
I don't
feel
know
that
how they could
maybe
be
next
upset
year.
about that when like
I don't understand
that's
either.
what
We
got
don't
us
have the
here in the
money.
first place.
We don't have the money. I don't get
Yeah.
it. What's going on, GOS? I know you just popped in, brother. How you doing, man?
Yeah,
What's
shout out
up,
to
fellas?
whoever's in here. I can't really see the chat right now. Oh yeah, what up, John Fan Sports?
What up,
How you
Hub? What's
doing,
going on
man?
there?
I
Just opened
appreciate you
my
stopping
eyes.
by. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by, man. What are you thinking of this news, man? I mean, to me, this is crazy.
It kind of took me by surprise because everything I heard and read, like it was saying basically we saved nothing by cutting Logan Ryan. So that just sent me for a loop. I woke up thinking I was still sleeping. Dang.
Yeah, nah, and again, it makes more sense to me if they would have waited till June 1st. But there's got to be a reason why they decided to cut him now and just eat the money. I
I'll,
mean,
I'll say this.
I don't
I'll say
know.
this before I dip out because I really do think it's the future thing. Maybe there's other moves coming. We'll see. But I think they're just completely thinking about the future. But yeah, let me head out here. Yo, have a good one.
No
Yo,
problem. I
GOS,
appreciate you
I'm sure you're
stopping
about to
by.
drop some gems. I'll be listening, but there's more students coming in now, so it's getting louder. So I'm peace out.
No problem, man. I appreciate you stopping by. But man, I mean, GOS, you and me both at this point. I mean, when I saw this, when I got the notification, I kind of had to look at it twice, if I'm being honest. I think that, he wasn't necessarily a bad player for us. I think he was a captain for a reason. But I mean, if we're talking about clean slates, I mean, I think it's maybe in the best interest for Logan Ryan, because now he can go to a contending team. And I think that, he has some value out there in the open market.
Man, he had an awful season last year, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
he did. He did.
he, he was having a
Every,
hard time finding a job when he was coming off of a decent season as a slot corner. I don't,
yeah,
uh, I don't know how
I
much
mean,
he's not going to make what he was scheduled to make this year. That's for sure.
no, not at all, not at all. I mean, and let me ask you this, GOS. I mean, do you think that with this cut, if let's say they wait towards the draft, I mean, do you think that maybe Julian Love will get an actual chance to be a starter as opposed to being that rotational role that we're used to seeing him be?
At this point, yeah. I mean, you got to think he's the starting strong safety, unless there's a signing coming down here. I mean, there has to be, right? You need to at least sign at least one more safety before the draft. You'd think.
I think so too. Even if it's not DeShone Elliott, I think at this point, if you're not going to attack the safety position in the draft, and you're going to maybe get a veteran minimum on a player, maybe you're not going to make a big splash signing there. I think at this point, man, I mean, you got to give that kid a chance. I mean, I think that he's been the perfect band-aid for us. You could put him outside. We tried him in the slot. We've tried him at different safety positions. I think that he's a nice piece to this defense. But my biggest issue with him is that we haven't seen him consistently play as a starter. I mean, and I think that he deserves a shot. Now, does Wink and the Giants think that? I'm not entirely sure. Wink may be eyeing, a Hamilton. I know in recent weeks, GOS, a lot of fans have been saying that they feel that we may get a corner, instead of maybe getting an edge rusher, where a Kayvon might be there, but we may take an offensive tackle first, and then maybe get a corner with that seventh pick, or if we trade back, maybe get a corner there. But I think it's getting more and more likely, man, as the weeks go by. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, if they can't work something out with James Bradbury, you got to think with one of them first three picks, the first two rounds, they're going to be targeting a cornerback. So it's very likely at this point.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And we got the man, the myth. We got Joel in here. How you doing, man?
Gentlemen, how we all doing today?
Uh, I mean, shit. This is why I love the off season, man. There's always things to talk about, and we got ourselves some surprising news today. I really want to get your thoughts, Joel. I mean, what are you
Fan,
thinking about this cut?
I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so.
I mean, I'll let you, yeah, I'll give you this one, man. You did, you did, you were ahead of this a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't see this coming. It just didn't make sense to cut him before June 1st if you were gonna cut him.
Uh, Look, man, if it's not if it's all about scheme and fit now. These players are all about scheme and fit.
Yep.
It's not a bend don't break defense. This is an aggressive, highly mobile defense. So to operate in it, you have to be fast. You have to trust your instincts. You have to have like almost a second vision. Look at why did Wink Martindale get fired?
It's true. Well, I mean, I know that they said I think it was because of the contract that he
Well,
wanted.
but the guys got injured, so his defense fell from number one for 3 years in a row, and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden, so if he doesn't have those guys, it doesn't work.
that's true. You're absolutely right there, man. And
Well,
that's the thing. They're gonna get more people on this team, man. That really fits what they want to do. And I don't think that there's a lot of players on this roster. At least it's seeming like there's not a lot of players on this roster defensively that Wink feels may fit his scheme. I mean, we're gonna try to get rid of Bradbury. Logan Ryan is cut. I mean, Austin Johnson is out with the Chargers now. I mean, where we
does
were
this
a
mean
strength at, I mean, it's
that
kind of becoming a weakness.
are we drafting Hamilton and Sauce?
Ah, man, I'll tell you what.
Are
It could be possible. I'd prefer a tackle, and maybe if you do go corner, maybe get yourself a cornerback instead of a safety.
mm,
But I don't, because like Joel, think about it. Let's say they tell themselves, okay, we can get ourselves like Pat's been saying, a DeShone Elliot. That's someone that's familiar with what Wink wants to do, and then you get yourself a Sauce Gardner, or maybe they trade back and they think that, Stingley is a good fit for what they want to do.
that might
You know,
be.
I could see that too. And that's for me, this is what kind of bothers me because I see some fans, and I'm just scrolling through Twitter here. I see some fans slandering Logan Ryan's name, saying he was a bum. I'll tell you what, and me and Gios were just talking about this. He didn't have a good season last year.
No.
But 2020, man, I mean, I thought that he played better than I thought he was going to play. If I'm just being honest with you,
Well, all
and I
these fans that are trashing him love the re-signing. So, they
yeah,
need to go back and look at some Twitter accounts before they start bashing this man. He did good.
it's
He
true.
fit the team, the needs at the time with the coaching staff we had with the system that we were running.
And he was a recruiter too.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was.
Yes.
He's part of the reason why Adoree Jackson is here.
Right.
And it's like this is my question for the panel, and I'm gonna ask this to the chat too. Do you? This might be a long shot, but do you think that part of the reason why he was cut is because he really was that Joe Judge night? I mean, you want to talk about a guy defending Judge? I mean, Logan Ryan was that guy. If I'm being real, I don't think that's a main reason. But do you think that maybe just cultural wise, it just doesn't fit with
Listen,
what Shane and them feel?
no, I'm going to tell you he lost a step because he used to play
Yep.
corner. Then we moved him to safety. And now he does not have the speed to play in Wink's system.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
getting up there in age too at this point.
That's what happened, guys. And unfortunately, that's old age. There's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah. I mean, and if you think about it, I mean, it kind of plays into his hand because you look at a team like the Chiefs, they're not bringing back a Tyrann Matthew.
Nope.
So they're going to need some secondary help. I mean, and if he's getting up there in age, he may be telling himself he wants to go play for a team that's contending. And
True.
I mean, could we see him go to Las Vegas with Patrick Graham?
Yeah.
I could see that happening. I
You-
think him and Abrams would be solid.
He's going to get picked up somewhere. So somewhere somebody's going to pick him up because a lot of people need secondary help. But
Yeah.
I mean, seeing this, it just makes sense with the two defensive drafts. I mean, look, we can definitely say the O line's better.
I
We're
mean,
all
Not by a
happy
whole
with
lot.
that.
A couple more
Yeah,
injuries like last year, and right back where we were.
yeah, I
and
know.
that's
But,
the thing. We're going to need some more depth and some
oh
more
yes,
pieces on
but you're
this
going to
line.
see more.
For sure.
You're going to see a huge complement of undrafted free agents this year on this team.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. What's going on? Three homies, one bed. I can't with that name,
But
man. That's
for the
too
Hamilton
bad.
people, there is good second, third round options this year. You got Lewis Seen, Jaquan Brisker from Penn State. He'd be awesome in
Yes,
here.
yes.
Kirby Joseph, Nick Cross, Brian Cook. There's just tons and tons of safeties you can grab in the second, third round. That's not like a
Yep.
huge drop off from Kyle Hamilton. We saw his three cone. He is not a short burst, short yardage kind of safety, where some of these other
Right.
guys would probably do better in Wink's system.
Yeah, very true. I agree with you
Yes.
there. I just want to get to this chat real quick. I see that I'm behind quite a bit. What's going on, Jaden? Appreciate you stopping by, champ. Thank you for stopping by, Neymar, Blue City Empire Sports, Mark the Blue Giant, Ms. Kushandra. I appreciate you guys stopping by, man.
Man,
What's up,
man,
Miz?
like, subscribe, ring that bell for this man. He puts out great content. Both these
Thank
guys
you.
do.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. I'm gonna drop everyone's links in just a moment, so you guys can, oh my god, I can't talk today. Subscribe to these guys too as well. Now it's GOS, you and me both, man. We're just waking up, so but
Same,
nah, I
same
mean,
old.
yeah. um, I'll be honest with you though. I've been saying I can't see us taking a corner in the first round or anybody in the secondary in the first round. But man, I'm thinking it's more likely at this point that we get someone in the secondary than us getting edge rusher in the first round, if I'm being real.
Anthony
That's
Jaden, the champ asked, "Who should the Giants sign next?" I'm gonna say Anthony Harris, the safety. There you go.
Oh, that would be nice. Is he not going
There's a
back to
name I'll
Philly?
throw out. I think he's a free agent right now.
Okay, gotcha.
now. Catch me up here. How much did we save by cutting him?
So we
Six
saved
million.
775,000.
That's it.
If we would have cut him per June 1st, it would have been 3.1 million.
I
Okay.
just was told 6 million in an article somehow.
Yeah, and like this is the thing too. I'm seeing different numbers float around between Zach Rosenblatt, Jeremy Fowler, Renan, but so far from what I'm seeing for this year, they're only saving 775,000.
Okay.
But if we're looking, because me and Hub were just talking about this, the Giants currently, if you don't factor in Logan Ryan's contract, next season have 87 million. Now, if you
Yes.
throw in Logan Ryan's contract in there, that's an extra 9.2 million. So the cap is going to be near 100 million next year.
Jeez, they're doing something. And this goes back to what Shane and company did at the Bills. They ate 70 million dead cap hit the first year, cleaned everything right off the books.
Yeah, they didn't even have to really get rid of that many players to do it.
No.
Yeah, and they did that at Buffalo.
Yeah.
Dave Gettleman did not leave this roster completely screwed like everybody plays it out to be. They were all
No.
really 3-year deals. He left us with a bunch of draft capital. I mean, I think he left us in a pretty decent spot. It could have been. It was much worse than when Dave Gettleman came in. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, when we had Jack Rabbit and Olivier Vernon and
They were all 5-6 year deals, weren't
Snacks.
they?
Yeah, they were all 5-year deals. It was ungodly.
And the only reason the contracts were even this big is because of the COVID year. They had to get pushed back a little bit. That's the only reason they're like out of this world numbers.
Yes. Because guys that bought out, sold out, whatever you want to call
Every
it.
team had to do that. Every single team in the NFL had to backload and push contracts down. That's just what it
Yep.
was.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And I think that with how much cap we're gonna have next year, man, I'm really excited to see how we're gonna approach this draft because if you think about it, if we could get ourselves that edge rusher, or maybe they decide to go in the second round and take an edge rusher. Let's say they take a corner in the first round. I mean, next year when you have some more money, you could target one of those free agent pass rushers, whoever's on the market, because you're gonna have the
Yeah.
money for it.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't just a 1 year thing. This is going to be, a process with the New York Giants. So I'm liking so far this Joe Shane era. It's different than what we're used to, but I'm really liking it. It feels like honestly a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I get it because now I'm looking at Twitter and everything too, and a lot of people are against it. And look, if he just doesn't have the step anymore, he doesn't have the step. So keeping him
Right.
on, even that makes no sense. Keeping a guy on this team just because Makes no sense when you could get, you know, a
Taking up a
6th-round
roster
guy.
spot
Yeah,
for somebody
that's
who
true.
that could contribute to the team.
Right. Right. You know, because we always complain, why do we carry 2 fullbacks? We don't need 2 fullbacks. You know, well, I'm sorry, but when this
Logan
all
Ryan was
happened,
so bad last year. I mean, this
Yeah, I mean,
this
I'm
had to
there
be a
with you.
conversation that had to be had, you know.
right.
And the front office feels like they can find somebody to replace him adequately.
I don't have a
So
problem with it.
Yeah, because
there
maybe
is a
they're
bunch of
thinking,
safety still out there right now.
maybe they
Very
think they
true.
got the guy on the team.
That's true
Maybe.
too.
You never know.
I mean, and that's what me and GOS were talking about. Does this give a guy like Julian Love starter time? I mean, to at least compete to be a starter.
You got to think now, right?
I
Yeah,
feel
Miz,
like
he
you
was
got to.
shocked, man.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, I mean, give this kid a chance. I mean, he's been the perfect Swiss Army knife for us. Give this kid a
The,
chance. See what he can
the
do.
only thing I can think against him was that Rams game in 2020. He blew that coverage, and we lost the game because of him. But that's it. Other than that, he's been steady Eddie for us. You can put him anywhere you need him. Even outside cornerback for a couple weeks, he played that and wasn't like getting beat up on.
Right.
He's a
Very
decent
true.
tackler. His
Very
rookie
true.
year, he was amazing down the box. Betcher was using him down in that money backer role, and he was doing really well in it.
Now, let me ask you because I know you had mentioned, that Rams game. Do you think if he would have gotten more starter time, more play on the field, more adjusted to the game, as opposed to him being that rotational piece, do you think that happens?
Probably not.
Yeah, I
At
mean, I
that
feel
point,
like
he
you
was.
got to give this kid a chance. Not to
Yeah.
say, don't address the safety position, but give this kid a chance.
Well, let's be honest. They were using him in the wrong role there too. He was a
That
one
is
high in
true.
that play. He's a one high, and that ain't exactly where you want him.
I agree with you, man. I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see how Wink approaches this defense, man. In my honest opinion.
I've been, man, I'll tell you what, this team is already different. We're what, 4 days into free agency? 5?
Yeah,
And,
about
and
4 days.
already, look
That
at
is.
this team. Look at this team already.
Yeah, no, I
We
understand.
bitched and pissed and moaned. Gettleman never fixed the O-line. We got a guy in here, brought in 3 offensive linemen. Now it's like, well, again, a lot of this hate is coming from fan favorites that are getting cut because, people they like Logan Ryan. They like some of
Well,
the players.
if you
But
want to
that
cry
goes,
and piss and moan till the coach gets fired, this is the end result.
well, yeah, that's
Don't
what I
want to
mean,
hear it.
though.
Don't want
Right.
to hear it.
When you do a rebuild, man, you root for the team, not the player right now, because it's going to be a completely different team. We
Yep.
haven't won anybody with anybody on this roster. And I know people like to bring up the Beckham thing. He was a flash player. He was damn good, but we didn't win anything with him.
No.
I want to win a game. I want to freaking see here. I did this yesterday. I'm sick and tired of calling football games with people and go, okay, and there's the snap, and the line's on its ass. They got to Daniel Jones fumble at the 20-yard line, in for a touchdown. Shit. I'm tired of calling games like that. I want to Giants win 27-10.
Yeah, you could say that 6-7 years ago with Eli Manning. No lines on their ass. Eli Manning's down.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
it's the same. It's rinse and repeat. Let's do it all over again. Same problems,
Right.
same issues,
By
different
keeping the
coaches.
same people.
Yeah.
You all want a new front office, you want a new GM, you want a new coaching staff, but you don't want new players. You got to have new players, and we got to stop thinking that we can't draft a lineman anymore because it's not Gettleman making the picks.
Well,
it's not Reese
the
making the
attitude,
picks.
Joel. I've seen people do this, and I have a cousin that says this too. Oh, we're just going to waste another pick on a tackle. Oh, we're just going to waste another pick on a guard. What are you talking about?
No,
You got to
right.
keep picking them until you hit. You need to
Right.
keep. If you draft a tackle and he sucks, draft one the next year. you
Right.
got it. You need that position. It don't work without it.
Right. Look at Andrew Thomas. He's the only safety valve right now on this team.
Yeah, we've
Andrew
done
Thomas-
horrible with giving left guard, man. He needs a steady
Yeah.
left guard.
Yes. It's interesting to see this fan base right now with everything because they all want to believe in Shane, but now they're questioning some of the moves and the motives and why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? They don't have it no more. Look at Belichick. Everyone bitches, bisses, and moans that they don't re-sign some of their star players.
He gets along just fine, don't he?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, he's not giving out these, the only big contract I remember is Belichick ever really gave out was Revis for 1 year, that $20 million deal, and they won a Super Bowl.
Richard Seymour, I think, back in the early 2000s got
Yeah, there was a couple defensive tackles too that he paid,
yeah,
but he
Vince
knew how
Wilfork.
important they were.
Well, I think Vince Wilfork took a little pay cut for the owner, but yeah,
Yes.
Richard Seymour was so good back in the day. He was the anchor of that defense, man. He didn't operate without him.
Man, when I heard who was the Giants player that was practicing with him? Was that Leo?
I know what you're talking about. I read an article. Yeah, I think so. It was somebody.
I think it was Leo. When I heard Leo was working out with Richard Seymour, I'm thinking, oh my God, this guy's going to get phenomenal. I did, man, because Seymour was that damn good.
He was. He was always double, triple teamed, so you didn't really get much out of him, like production-wise. But man, he was so good, so savvy.
No, but man, we're just unfortunately, it's another year. We're going to have to look at another O lineman in the draft, a couple O linemen in the draft.
It is. The draft is not perfect. It's a coin flip. You're going to miss.
Yes.
You got to be dedicated though to get it in place.
Yes.
It's tough when you got all these flashy wide receivers and big tight ends out there every year. It's hard to keep your eyes narrowed down on getting that pick, getting that offensive line, but you got to do it, man.
Right, because, it's like I still see it every once in a while, and I'm not throwing darts at anybody. But a lot of people refer to how we lost to Jace Young but we won the Andrew Thomas Bowl.
I think we did pretty good.
I did too. I'm very happy with that man being on the team, and I'll tell you what, if we could get another one like him in this draft, I would take him. But here's, I brought this up one time. Back in 1981, we drafted Lawrence Taylor, correct?
Yeah.
But our offensive line sucked balls in 1981, right?
Yeah.
So we needed an offensive lineman, but we could have passed up on the greatest defensive player in the NFL. So if we took a need instead of the best player, we would never have had LT. So we got to remember that going into this draft too. If the
linebackers were great back then.
Yes. So, if you're got a Darrelle Revis 2.0, if you got an Ed Reed sitting there, you think, or, you got that one guy, and I know we need an offensive lineman, but you take that one guy, because I'm on record here saying, I don't know if I want need. I want, with our first 3 picks, I want dogs. I want studs. I don't even care if they're in a position we need or not. I want somebody that's going to go out there and rip somebody's friggin' head off. Loves the sport.
Like 4 of them.
What's that?
Unfortunately, there's only 4 of them this draft, pretty much. But
yeah, I know. But you know what? There are guys that are dogs that have been selected later, and that's all good scouting. I mean, my God, look at what was it? The 2017 New Orleans draft. They got all those good freaking players, and there's other teams that have done that too. So
you just gotta trust your front office. You just gotta trust your eyes, trust the tape.
Yes,
that's it.
Yes, and then the staff. Has anybody talked about how there's been guys out there to Michigan State? We've got scouts out there to Michigan State's pro day.
I didn't see that.
That's all. We went to Georgia, Michigan State, and we all know who the highlight at Michigan State is, that running back. So what does that tell you? We're definitely going to be acquiring a running back in this draft.
There's about 10, 15 of them that are really damn good. There ain't too many of them that could possibly be a full-time starter, but I heard they like James Cook. That's who they really like. That's what's leaked.
I like that kid from, what is it? A&M. Pat.
Hey, Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. So we talking about the draft? What we talking about?
Well, we're talking a little bit about why Logan Ryan got cut. I said he lost a step. Fans are hating it, fans are loving it. Well, now what if we go Hamilton and Sauce Gardner with our first 2 picks?
Really?
Listen, it could happen. It could. If we get rid of Bradbury, Sauce, those 2 make the most sense.
Well, only if they make the secondary one of the best in the league within 2 years, that will look good. If they don't, it will look very stupid. But I see where you're going. I mean, if Sauce Gardner turns out to be a dog and Kyle Hamilton turns out to be advertised, and then we got Xavier McKinney and whoever the other corner is, that's a very deep secondary. I don't think anybody would want to pass on that.
I agree, man. I mean, and what we were mentioning was when you look at the Giants cap next year, if you don't factor in Logan Ryan's contract, it's 87 million. But if you throw in Logan Ryan's contract, you add another 9.2 million. So the Giants are going to have near $100 million next year for that cap. I mean, that's looking really nice. I mean, and I know that Shane, when you look at his tenure over there with Buffalo, there was contracts that they cut and they ate that dead cap hit. I mean, I really want to know. I mean, why cut him now instead of June 1st when you could have saved 3.1 in June 1st as opposed to 775,000 this year?
Just show him a little bit of respect.
Yeah, I mean, I can
I
see
guess
that
he
too.
could
Allow
sign
him to
somewhere,
go
man.
out
Get a little
there
bit
and
more.
find another job. Yeah, because I don't think you could get signed until after June 1st when you made a pre June 1st cut. So probably just out of respect for him, what he gave to the organization, he's letting you know where we'll cut you now, let you go find another team, let you go play with a contender.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Because
that could
that's
be it.
fair. He was a captain, so they probably did him a solid.
No, I agree. I mean, that's definitely a good reason too. I mean, when you think about it, I wasn't expecting this. I know Joel was ahead of this, to be honest, but I just wasn't expecting it. I mean, not before at least Bradbury
I
gets
thought
moved.
I thought he was one of the first ones that's going to be cut. Logan Ryan. Well, I think they tried to trade him and had no suitors, so they just let him go.
Yeah.
Right.
What's going on, Big Blue in the Bronx? Let me get to the chat real quick. Ash, what's good?
Yes.
Joseph Clark, Ms. Eric Davis. I appreciate you guys stopping by.
Lou.
I see Lou in the chat. Lou, if you'd like to come through, I'll send you the link on Twitter, man. But
Kenny Galladay. Somebody says.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I see a lot of
Why
fans.
do y'all think Hamilton's is so much in play just because Logan Ryan got cut?
I mean,
Why
I
do I?
don't, I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
don't. I don't.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd rather go the free agency route as opposed to, or even just letting Love get time to at least compete to be a starter. At this point, I'd rather just get a linebacker or an edge rusher and an offensive tackle. I just got to be honest. I
I like
don't want to
Jaquan
take a
Brisker.
corner in the first round.
Give me
I can
Jaquan Brisker in
definitely
the
see
second round.
Sauce Gardner getting drafted 5 or 7, but
I could too.
Hamilton and Sauce Gardner, I think that's a little bit of overkill.
I agree.
Right.
I can't do both. You can't do both and just neglect the offensive line. I'm
I mean,
sorry.
they haven't neglected the
Yeah, they
offensive
haven't.
line.
No, I'm
They've
saying in the
actually done
draft.
more for this offensive line than this organization has done in what, 12 years?
But
Oh,
now
about that.
look.
Who's the tackle? I mean, who's your
Now-
That's
tackle
what I'm
next year?
saying. Like,
I
you got to
mean,
get yourself a
there-
tackle at least.
There's rave reviews about Gano coming out of the Atlanta Falcons. They said he was pretty
Oh
doggone
my
good. He
god!
just got hurt.
I watched some tape on him. I'm good on that.
Well, let me tell you something right now. Number one, Shane has to at least try to compete to win. He knows that we want wins. Okay, so he has to put a viable team together. He doesn't have much to work with. He's got draft picks. That's what he has to work with. This team is a mess. All right. And we sit here and we're talking about older players. But if you do Sauce this year, Hamilton, you get Harris in the second round, or let's say that you know what, we got to trust the process. Maybe there's a guy there in the third, fourth round that they like as a tackle. All right, we cannot take that out of the equation. It's not the old regime.
Max Mitchell.
Oh, I'm
Anybody
just
study
saying
Max Mitchell at Louisiana? He's
there
decent.
might
he's pretty good. He's
there
decent.
might be that third round tackle, guys, fourth round tackle that this team likes. Okay,
Lucas
so
from Washington State.
so
He's
now if
good.
we get guys
Yep.
like that, okay, and we get them on the field this year, and then next year when we have that money, all right, all these guys we drafted this year and all the young guys on this team like Ojulari, Roche, the offensive line, with free agency, we can definitely go get more offensive linemen next year. All right, we're not going to get 5 free agent offensive linemen. That just is not going to happen. You're going to look at later rounds and you're going to look at undrafted. Shade wants to grow his own guys. He does not really want to go out and buy an offensive line, even though he has to right now.
Mhm.
So this is the big part of the draft right now is they're looking forward. Shane is forward thinking completely. He is definitely playing chess.
Yeah.
Like
And
Pat
I
likes to
agree,
say.
Ash.
So look, this is where you look at somebody like Sauce, a year of development, Hamilton, a year of development, Harris, a year under Wink Martindale's system. You get your offensive lineman later. You grab a tight end, year of development. We now have a tight end on the roster that's got, some years behind him to teach. If we get a tight end in the draft, or we bring in an undrafted free agent tight end, or you're going to see probably 12 undrafted free agents on this team on the 90-man roster. These guys are all going to get a freaking chance. So right now what they're doing, and then next year when we got that money, when we can go out, but you're not going to see Shade go out and give Von Miller $120 million. You're not going to see him
Better
go out and
not.
get a wide receiver for $84 million. Those days are done. He's not going to buy into that. So that's why I'm saying right now you're looking at studs. If they think that Sauce and Hamilton are the best in the top 10 right now, that's who they're going to grab.
Okay, so I'm sorry, Joe.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead.
My bad.
Go ahead.
So let's go with your idea. I know the chat is going crazy, or we're losers. We're not going to get the trenches. Okay, cool. These guys have already signed 2 starters. Be honest with you, they signed the center and they signed the right guard. Now we need a left guard and a right tackle.
Yes.
I believe they have competition going on at the right guard. You still got, I think, Skur and Bredesen. Lemieux may come back. Sorry to hear about Gates. He had a setback, so he's not coming back. He may be cut to save $3 million. We just signed Cunningham back, so there's another backup tackle that we have.
Yep.
So I'll be honest with you. If they don't go, if Iquanu or Neal doesn't fall to 5, I don't think they go lineman until like the 3rd or 4th round myself.
I could see
to be honest with you. Because I don't know if they're in on Cross. I don't know if they're in on Cross. I know they love Iquanu. If Kwanu's at 5, I think they take him. Let's say they do go Hamilton and Sauce and Christian Harris with the first 3 picks. That means you got a defense of Sauce Gardner, Adoree Jackson, Hamilton, Xavier McKinney, Martinez, and Harris as the 2 middle linebackers. I can see that gelling together and starting to become a good defense after a year. I'm not going to lie to you. And what if all 3? What if all 3 of those? Yeah. What if all 3 of those guys turn out to be very key players on the defense?
I mean, that'd be great.
How stupid would you be calling Joel in 2 or 3 years when all those guys are major cogs to the defense and the defense gels together? And then let's take it even further. Let's say in the 3rd round, some miracle, somebody like a Christian Watson or somebody drops into the 3rd round at receiver, and you go Trey McBride in the 3rd round if he drops in the 3rd round. And you don't get a lineman to the 4th or 5th round.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think some fans might throw a fit. They
But
might say,
what if Trey McBride and Christian Watson turn out to be keys to the offense? What if
I
they hit
yeah,
on those first 5 picks, but none of them are linemen? Would you still be calling them stupid after that?
I don't
Right.
think you can.
If you
I
pass on
really
Neal
don't
or
think you
something or Cross, they turn out to be a top 10 tackle. Fans are going to always point back to it still.
But we got 5 good players. You only
Right.
talking about one.
I'm
this
just telling you, some
scenario,
fans,
Gio-
if the offensive
Gio-
line is still poor in the future, fans will still point back to it.
Oh yeah, I know that's going to happen.
yeah,
I
regardless of who they
Yeah.
pick.
but
But
it's but we
obviously, the offensive line has to be doing something if Trey McBride and Christian Watson are looking like great players.
I mean,
And
that's a
every-
good point. That's a good point.
but real quick, everybody in the chat, we've sat on this panel too. You can't fix an O-line in 1 year that was this freaking bad. You can't do it in 1 year.
No, it's going to be a
It's been done
process.
before.
Right.
I mean, you
It
need O-lines go from horrible to really good. Like maybe not top 5, but the Browns, Titans in the last 5-6 years.
yeah, but look at the linemen they drafted.
You got to pick the right guys. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know. Again, but now hopefully we got the right guys to pick the right guys, and that's what I'm saying. You know what? Maybe one of these UDFAs that they believe in, or that 5th round pick is that guy for the team next year.
Well, I don't really want to go and like hoping and praying some of these undrafted
I don't either.
guys.
I don't either. I don't. But I'll tell you what. As I sit here right now, I'm more confident in the O-line than I definitely was last year.
Yeah, that's the question I want to ask GOS. I know you study the Giants very well,
Yes.
and people sub to his channel, man. He does a damn good job.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about the offensive line as of right now? Before the draft, what we did in free agency, we've actually signed 4, to be honest with you, because we re-signed Hamilton. We got Gano, we got Glowinski and Feliciano. What do you think this offensive line could be with just the players we have right now?
If healthy, I think they could be okay. You're going to have that weakness at right tackle. And that right tackle sticks out like a sore thumb to me, and you'd obviously like an upgrade over Feliciano. You'd like him to be a depth player. I think they could be okay if they all stay healthy.
Than guard. I think he's better at center than guard, to be honest with
Maybe.
you. I think he's a lot better at center than guard. But the right tackle
sticks out though at the moment. Yeah. Like he don't fit with the rest of them. They all seem like more gap guys, and then you got Glowinski. Well, maybe you could just use them as maybe they're just going to use them more as just swinging them around and just having them lead block. I don't know what they're going to do, but it'd be nice to get a little quicker, more athletic right tackle over there so you could run some zone stuff off to the right side. That's what I would like.
I think that's what they want to do, honestly, with Saquon Barkley is run a lot of zone runs. Yeah. Do you think OG Bobby Johnson, as I call him, but Bobby Johnson, the line coach, do you think that he can make this line better just by him being a better coach?
I think so, because the Bills have been doing a lot of patchwork over there. They've been kind of just mixing and matching and getting it.
Yes.
Their offensive line is not great, and they have been just bringing in people, trying all kinds of different stuff out. They haven't had any continuity over there either on their offensive line, and they've been at least okay. And you could say good at moments. I mean, Josh Allen running makes up a lot for that because he's got an extra blocker up there on the line. But yeah, I think he could be okay. It's kind of still though. You got to wait and see. These are all new players. They've been coached a complete different way than him. It could be an adjustment period. You know, they come in here and start teaching completely different techniques and everything.
Yeah, the only thing I'm trying to get fans to see, that's why I ask a bunch of different opinions. Sorry, Hit Squad, I'm not trying to take over your show, bro.
Oh, bro, no. Y'all keep doing your thing. I don't mind.
But I'm just trying to get the fans to see that you don't have to have first-round linemen all the way throughout your roster to have a good offensive line. And if you have GMs that are competent enough to see talent when nobody else sees it, which they have proven, the Eagles line, how many first-rounders on that offensive line?
None.
I don't think there's one. Well, one. Other than that, they got a 7th-round pick that earned a top left tackle contract.
Oh, he's an animal.
Yeah.
Right.
And they got him in the 7th round.
He's the best he's the best lineman on the team.
Right. Our Super Bowl wins, I continue to say it. Our Super Bowl wins didn't have first rounders on it. We had a bunch of outcasts, some undrafted free agents, and a 2nd-round pick.
Trades.
Right.
Yeah.
Most
And
important
you know
part
what?
is just get your guys in place that's going to be on the team. Get these guys here. Get these guys playing time with each other. With
Yeah.
whichever direction you go, that is the number one most important thing.
And
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
gonna put my neck on the line. I honestly think if Neil or Iquanu is not at 5, I don't think they go draft a lineman until at the very earliest round 3.
Right.
Because I don't think they're in on Cross. And really, I think they like Iquanu the most because they can really run that zone scheme with Iquanu at right tackle, guard, wherever you want to put him.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well,
What's going on?
Bernard
Goody?
Raymond is a name too. Bernard Raymond dropped it a second. I think about it. He's
So
a tight
I
end
got a
that
lot of
converted, but
questions
he's
about
very
him,
athletic.
GOS.
He's very
athletic,
technically
but
savvy. Yeah,
he's definitely athletic, but man,
he's
I
got
got
the
some
bulk
questions
up.
about him. I got a
The way
lot of
he's
questions
developed,
about him.
the way he's developed from tight end to tackle is damn impressive. Damn impressive.
God, we signed the one guy we wanted to, Cunningham, because we're like, God, he's better than Solder.
Mm-hmm.
Raymond's
And
probably going
it
first
don't
round.
get much. It don't get much worse than Soda, bro.
They were-
Like for
And
real,
there's
I don't
nobody
think
better.
Gano could come in and do just as bad as Soda. I don't
You
think
would
he
hope
can.
not.
I will hope not either. But man, Soda was bad, like bro, like bad. If we could get, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, let's maybe Pert is just mentally screwed up in the head from all these coaching bullshit that's been going on in the locker room.
Yeah. I mean, but how is he going to play off of this injury too?
That's another point.
I mean, do they look to cut him? Maybe. I don't know.
Let him
I think they
compete.
cut him
No
next
sense
year.
in cutting him yet. No
Yeah,
sense
I
in
think they
cutting him.
cut
Let
him
him
next year
compete.
if he can't beat out somebody like Hamilton or somebody like Cunningham or somebody like that. I think they cut him.
Now, my question to y'all is, I mean, if the Giants felt that he couldn't even beat out Nate Solder, do you think he could beat out Cunningham?
That's
He
a
was
different
better than
regime,
Solder.
though,
I mean,
Hit Squad.
use
Yeah.
use your eyes. He was
regime.
much better than Solder.
I think he was better. I'm not saying he isn't. I think he was better. But I mean, you do got a point there, Pat, with that being the old regime.
Yeah,
That was the old regime's eyes. In their eyes, he wasn't better than Soda. I believe they just had a lot of loyalty to Soda, to be honest with you.
Which
We
never
are-
made no sense to me.
We are so scarred from this last regime and the one before at the end of it with Reese. I mean, 10 years of really bad football has put us into the position we are right now as fans. You know, we don't have any trust. We don't have any faith. We're trying to figure out, how to fix everything. And everything needs fixing. And it's difficult sitting here as a YouTube content creator trying to come up with ideas when it's this goddamn bad.
Right.
Damn.
This is why I'm in favor of drafting best player available almost throughout this whole draft. Because we need players on this team that can come in and make a difference.
Impact.
Absolutely.
And I don't care if those impact players are receiver, safety, DB, defensive tackle, offensive. I don't care where they are. I believe this team needs about 2 drafts in a row where we get impact players.
Right.
No matter what the position is, if there happens to be at a position that we're decent at, so be it. We'll just get better at that position. We need to get certain angles on this team. Like when you play this team, you know you're in trouble if you come against this team. If we get a Sauce Gardner Hamilton, you know you're in trouble when you play this secondary. Or say if we get a dominant receiver in Galladay and they'll stay healthy, you know you're in trouble when you come and play our receivers. Or you know you're in trouble when you come and play our defensive line. We need something that we can set our ground on, which is the foundation that we can maneuver around.
Right.
If the defense happens to be the easiest way to make it to where it's the staple of the team, let's do it. We need teams to know that when you come in and play this defense, you're in for a hell of a ride.
You ain't just going to go on this.
Right. If you could put up 24 points on this defense, you had one hell of a game.
Right.
And I believe Brian Dable on them. Go ahead.
Missing them foundational pieces, though, like the team's not going to operate at full strength without a nose tackle, pure and simple. I mean, the team's not going to operate without a tackle. I mean, those are foundational pieces that you must have. So if you're sitting at 5 and if number 3 and 4 is on your board, say say Hamilton's your number 3 ranked player, Equano's your number 4 ranked player on your board. I mean, I think there's an argument that you can take the need, even though it's not BPA
Yeah,
in
that's
certain
true.
situations.
Right.
That's very
Yeah.
true, G. We're not
Right.
saying don't draft a need if it's the best player on the board.
Right.
For sure, take him. If the
Right.
best player on the board, I got him ranked 3, and the tackle is ranked number 4, I'm taking the tackle because that's a more positional
Oh,
need.
all right,
But
yeah.
I'm not losing the best player available because he was the second player on my board. That's the smart thing to do. But if the tackle position, say if Cross is on the board, you have him as your 15th ranked player, but you got, I don't know, Trayvon Walker as your third best player, and he's sitting there, take Trayvon Walker.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah,
That's
I
all
agree.
I'm saying. I'm not
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
draft anything over need just to do it. I'm saying get in,
I agree.
and
because-
that's what our last 2 regimes have it done. I don't think
Yes.
they had rankings on players. I don't think they studied these players the way they were supposed to. If I'm a GM or assistant, shit, a fucking scout. I would love to be a damn scout. That would be a dream job for me. If I'm just
well,
a
I know
scout,
Shane's doing that.
yeah,
He's already said he's
I'm
got a
coming to
board.
Shane. I'm coming to Shane with a whole bunch of players that I've watched film on. I'm not. It's like these guys just watch highlights. Oh man, Lorenzo Carter can be something because I watched his highlights. He got like 4 sacks. Well, did you study film on the guy? Did you see how he got the sacks? Did you see what he did to other players when he wasn't getting the sacks? Did he help other people get sacks by doing his job correctly and getting holes open? You got to look at stuff like that. You can't just look at highlights and be like, oh, he had 8 sacks. Let's get him. And then you get
Well,
him out
scouts
there
get
and put him as
graded
the
now,
main.
Pat.
Huh?
That after the draft goes by and the players grade out, what that scout had rated on each player goes into a computer and it gets system. And each scout gets a grade at the end of the day.
Yes. Yes.
Every year.
So
So
we're
they
grading our
know.
scouts now.
So they know. Oh yeah, we have been since they started this. When they redid the what do you call it, the PFF stuff.
When they
Combine?
had,
The analytics.
They did it 3 years. The analytics, yes. Gettleman came in there and completely redid it. They brought in some analytic guys to set a system in the computer. So we are grading our scouts now. So I think you are right there. Just that move should get some of the bad scouts right out the door.
Yes. Yes, because now you're
we've
held
been grading
responsible.
scouts. We obviously
Right.
are not paying attention to the grade book because our scouting has been awful.
Well, 2020 wasn't okay. I think that was a pretty good draft. It seemed like the last couple of years been getting better.
Yes.
I will say that.
It's got a tad
And-
bit better. Yes, I will. Yeah.
And I'm
you
not
can say
saying that we need to pass on
Mhm.
Aquanu, and I'm not saying we need to pass, if he's there or the best player is there. What
What's
I'm
going
saying
on, Lou?
is, Lou, if
What's going on,
Aquanu's
Lou?
off the board, I could see Hamilton and Sauce because I'm sorry, I think they're the 2 best players that are going to be up there.
Hit squad. Put Joe backstage.
Oh my
Put Joe
goodness!
backstage for that
Sure,
nonsense.
I'll do it myself.
I got you, man.
No, don't do it for real.
Oh, Bane!
Just
It
for
was a
moment.
joke.
I
didn't
know,
say
man.
that. I didn't mean for you to do it for
Sit
real.
back there and think about Hamilton.
Hey, damn it!
Oh man, I had to highlight this
GOS
because
is
this is
stupid.
true.
He said, sit back there and think about Hamilton.
Now I got PTSD.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Thanks, Lou.
Jaden says Giants fans are traumatized and brainwashed. Not the best combo. Yeah,
I'm not
Oh,
brainwashed
I
about
mean,
anything.
I think some fans are though. I'm not gonna lie.
Brainwashed why? Because we don't think it's smart to take 2 corners at 5 and 7? Is that
Let's
why
see
he
what
said that?
says.
Who said take 2 corners?
You said Stingley and Hamilton, didn't you?
No, I said Sauce Gardner and Hamilton, a corner and a safety.
Still, that's crazy.
That's great. Hey, you know what? I am crazy. I said Jordan Love would be cut.
Okay.
Y'all fucking killed me for it.
Did he get cut?
Yeah,
Oh wow, I didn't hear that one. When did that happen?
that's why we're here.
Yep, Logan Ryan got
Well,
cut.
that would have
today.
been a good backup.
Well, I knew Logan Ryan got cut, but I didn't hear shit about Jordan Love.
Or Logan Ryan got cut. Sorry. I'm old.
No, it's okay. I was confused too. I was like, I didn't know Jordan Love got cut.
Yeah,
either.
I didn't know he got
Oh.
cut either. I was like,
Yeah,
damn.
but Logan Ryan's cut.
Logan Ryan.
But
Well, yeah, we all saw that coming. I mean, he's a good morale booster and he's a good teacher, but I mean, it's time for him to put on a sweatsuit and grab a clipboard on the sideline.
Damn it, I got excited. I mean, this damn thing popped up in my timeline. I mean, look at that. I mean, are you not going to get excited? hell, man.
No, I can't.
I'm sorry. She's got to be dark and thick in the bottom.
I'll tell you what, she is nice and thick in the bottom. And
I'm
top
there
heavy.
with you, Lou. I'm exactly there with you, brother. Ash says, I don't think
if I can see my handprints on her butt after I smack it, I don't want it.
I mean, I'll be real with you. It gotta be thick, because if I smack your ass, that shit gonna sound like a screenshot if it's skinny. But anyway,
right.
I'm just
He said
saying
it's gonna sound like a screenshot. Boy, you a fool.
I'm just saying, if that shit flat, it's gonna sound like a screenshot, my boy.
Oh yeah, no, I can't be with a girl with a long neck.
You got that fucking Davis Mills neck. But
like, no. Girl, your neck go. No. That's what you tell them. Girl, your neck go all the way to your ankles.
I want her hips to go all the way to her neck. Are you kidding me? I love legs.
But Lou, I can picture it. I can see them doing that, because what if Equanu and Neil is gone and they don't have Cross high on their board?
Yeah, that's why I had this highlighted.
And then Thibodeau and Aiden Hutchinson are gone.
Then you go get Devin Lloyd.
What if they don't have Devin Lloyd on their board?
Or you grab Jordan Davis, Devonte Wyatt, Perry and Winfrey. Freaking, I mean, you grab any of them guys. That's just
Jordan Davis would be a bit of a reach, man. At 7,
yeah, Jordan
or 5.
Davis would be a reach, but so would damn Hamilton and damn Gardner.
No, well, Hamilton won't be a reach. He's actually considered probably the best prospect in the draft.
Man, unless that man is Deion Sanders. Unless that man is Deion Sanders, he is not worthy of a 5 or 7 pick. I'm sorry.
Well,
he's pretty damn good.
He's pretty damn good. He was ever worthy of a 5th round.
That's my argument. That is my argument. Unless you're fucking Deion Sanders, no DB should be picked at 5. Just like everybody bitched about Barkley being picked at 2nd. That's my stance on defensive back.
Okay. I mean,
Stingley's the only person that could develop into a Sanders type of player in this draft.
He can actually,
and he is good. He is very good. Stingley is a beast.
Yep.
But I mean, when you
stay healthy,
when you have 2 top 10 picks, which is rare, you go get a piece that's going to be there for 10 years. You go get a piece that's going to make a difference for 8 to 10 years. You don't get a guy who can tear his ACL in freaking week 3 and be gone. Cornerbacks and wide receivers. Yeah, but it happens more often. It happens more often than not with DBs and wide receivers. More often than not, it's DBs and wide receivers that get those injuries. And you lose them for a whole damn year. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I mean, I don't know. I think different. I might be wrong. I could be.
If you're going to draft a player, how do you factor in like injuries? I mean, I guess if it's a concern in college, but how do you think? Well, he's never been hurt, but what if he tears his ACL in 2 years?
I mean, you can't really factor it in. But what I'm saying,
you'll never draft it.
Yeah, you can't really factor it in that way. But what I'm saying is, at 5 and 7, with all the needs that we have, that would be wasteful.
See, that's that word, Lou. Need.
Right.
Need. What if these dudes turn out to be absolute ballers?
It means nothing if we can't block and score.
What do you mean, Lou? They
listen. Okay, let me ask you something.
Agents. Go ahead.
But they have not played together yet, so we don't know what the fuck they're gonna be. We all got excited last year with Nick Gates, Hernandez, and Pert and Lemieux, and look what happened. So I'm not doing that shit again just because we signed the Feliciano and the Lewinsky. No, I'm not doing it. Until I see them guys. Hold on. You guys have been on here for an hour. Let me get 5 minutes real quick. If these guys come out here in week 1, week 2, and all the preseason, I see them pushing and pancaking people. Yeah, I'm fucking ecstatic. But right now, they just look good on paper to me. Okay? So with all the other needs, and I'm going to say that again because people are going to kill me for saying needs. I'm not saying, oh, we need safety because we got rid of Logan Ryan. Let's go get Stingley. Like, no, I mean, that's the same thing y'all doing. So if we got rid of Logan Ryan, now we're going to go get Stingley or Hamilton. That's the same thing y'all doing. So y'all can't sit here and tell me.
I'm not saying getting the safety of DB. I'm
But
just saying, what if that happens that they're the best people on their board at the time because all the top tackles are gone and the top 2 edge rushers are gone, and they view them higher than Cross, or they view them higher than Devin Lloyd, or they view them higher than a Trayvon Walker.
Okay, then my logic,
higher than a Linderbaum.
then my logic would tell me that our defensive back group was better than our linebacker core last year.
Oh
So
shit! You
I
just
would
went Vulcan
get
on your ass.
I would get the best defensive. I mean, I would get the best linebacker available at that position if the edge rushers that I like are not there. I would get the best.
Well, can we agree there's a
offensive
difference between a
lineman.
need and a foundational need, like a tackle or something? Can we agree there's different types of needs here?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. There's a difference between a need that we can get and solidify that spot for 8 to 10 years, as opposed to a defensive back that might not pan out and might get gone in 2 years or might get hurt. You know what I'm saying? The right tackles and left tackles, they don't get hurt as often as a freaking DB or wide receiver.
So you're telling me you're going to take Devin Lloyd, even though you have Sauce Gardner rated higher on your board, and you feel that Sauce Gardner and Wings defense can make more of an impact?
I don't have
Devin
Sauce
Lloyd.
Gardner or Hamilton high on my board. I
I'm
think
saying
those
in
are
general,
two positions
bro.
that we don't need that much.
I'm
right
saying
now.
in general. I'm talking about if Joe Shane, let's say their draft board, they have a Hamilton or Sauce Gardner rated weight. Let's say they got Devin Lloyd at 15, but they got Sauce Gardner at 7, and they got Hamilton at 5, and they got Trayvon Walker at 11, and Devin Lloyd at 15. Hutchinson, Thibodeau.
I already know where you're going.
Equanu
Guess
off
what
the
I'm
board.
going to be if that's the case? I'm going to be one of them fans screaming for Joe Shane to be fucking fired immediately if that's what he does.
So you're going to scream for him to be
Yes,
fired?
I will.
Yes,
I will.
Because they evaluated Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
They evaluated Sauce Gardner to be a way better impact player than Devin Lloyd can be. And if they draft Devin Lloyd, he comes in and they were correct that Devin Lloyd won't have the same impact that Sauce Gardner would have had. But just because we think linebackers are a position of need, you take Devin Lloyd over Sauce
not
Gardner.
because I think linebackers are a position of need, because I think we have more pressing needs than a safety or a cornerback. Our defensive back
that's
group,
the same thing. You're saying that the linebacker is more of a need than a corner, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you're saying that just
I'm going to
because...
answer your question again. Yes, I said yes, and I'm going to say it again. Da, ya, si, yes, hi. Yes, in every language I can say yes, yes.
And that's why teams turn out to be bad, because they take positional need over what actually is the best player available. If Sauce Gardner could come to your defense and make a bigger impact than what Devin Lloyd can make an impact on your team, and you know this for a fact, you've done your studies, and Wink is telling you, man, that kid Sauce Gardner will make my defense so much better because he could cover up that side of the field, and I could put more blitzes in there. Give me a linebacker in the third round that speed that I could send in there. But that kid Sauce Gardner, man, I promise
that's
you,
a great philosophy.
One side of the
and
field.
That is a great philosophy.
But you walk up to the podium, I'm taking Devin Lloyd because
I'm
he's
gonna
a
take,
more positional need at
I
this
am
time,
going
because
to
we
take
need linebackers more than a DB.
And
lose out on the guy that could shut down half of the field, but get a guy in the first round.
And you know why it's worth it to me? And you know why it's worth it to me? And I'm going to tell you why it's worth it to me. Because our offense couldn't score more than 3 fucking points last year. So unless, hold up. I do not care. Hold on. Unless this defensive back is going to intercept every ball and take it back for a pick six and score for us because our offense can't, it means nothing, Pat. Unless our defense scores every time the offense is on the ball, it means nothing. Until I see our offense able to score points in succession, I don't give a damn about any cornerback or defensive back, because until we can score, our defense means shit. Unless every defensive player out there has the potential to score on defense. Because we can stop them all day, but if we can't score, we can't win. Period.
Well, that offense that you saw last year was with Jake Fromm and Glennon when Daniel Jones was in there.
And it was also with some of the same linemen that we're bringing fucking back. You can't negate that. We're bringing back some of the same linemen.
The only lineman that we brought back was Thomas. The best lineman.
Per and Lemieux are coming back, and both of them are coming off an injury.
And they're not starters.
How do you know that? Because the guys that we signed on paper?
Yes. Yes.
That don't mean that. They can lose that job. They can come
Well,
in
he's
as the
starting
starter
this
on
one.
paper.
They're
They can
significantly
come in
better than
as the
what we
starter
had.
on paper. They can come in as the starter on paper, but if they lose that job in the offseason, it means nothing.
Lou?
We said the same thing about Pert. Oh, Pert can't be no worse than Solder, and he lost out to Solder. So this is what I'm telling you. I'm not gonna get caught up in the same shit because we signed 3 linemen that look good on paper. Until I see these guys block for Daniel Jones and create some lanes for Saquon, we still have not fixed the offensive line.
What's going
But the
on, D?
crazy
Illa?
thing is, I said that the offensive linemen that they wanted were gone. And they know for a fact in their minds that Cross is not going to be the answer at right tackle. You really think they pass on Ekwonu if Sauce Gardner or something? No, hell no. Ekwonu is their main guy. I know he is because you could put him at left guard or right tackle. But if both those guys are gone in this scenario, both those guys are gone, Lou. And they know that Cross is not the answer. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna take Zion Johnson all the way at 5?
Kenyon Green, motherfucker.
Yeah, you're gonna take Kenyon Green at 5? Which I can tell you that Kenyon Green is not the answer at right tackle either.
But neither is Sauce Gardner or Hamilton. That's my point.
So what? So you're gonna take nobody?
I would say-
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds
Yeah,
good.
that sounds real good.
I'm not going to take something that is not a pressing need when our defensive backs was the best position group we had last year.
So what if this kid can shut
That
down
is the
one
group.
side of
That is the group
Hold
that I
on.
would draft somebody 5th round for.
Hold on. What if this kid can shut down one side of the field? Let's just say he can. Let's say Stingley could. What if he could shut down one side of the field? You ain't got to never worry about that side of the field on defense. That makes
I
you
got to worry about.
That
My damn
defense.
underarms are biting. I got to get in the shower.
That kid makes your defense that much better as soon as he gets on the field.
And I listen.
Cornerback
I'm
is a
not saying
premium
that-
position.
I'm not saying that he
Lou,
doesn't.
hear me
Listen,
out.
everything you said makes sense. I understand what you're saying.
Hear-
and
but
I'm
hear
not
me
mad
out.
at you for it. I'm just saying
Okay.
our
go ahead.
offensive line is so trash that just with these 3 free agent signings, it doesn't convince me that we're going to be able to block for our quarterback or our running back.
It doesn't convince me either, Lou. But in the situation Joe was bringing up, those guys that we have the faith in are gone. That's what you're not meant. That's what you meant. They're gone.
So okay. So hold on. Now you're the same guy who, when I said, "Oh, we got to get Ekwonu and Linderbaum at 5 and 7," you're the same guy who said, "Oh, there's linemen that they can get later who are just as good." Now you're telling me, "Oh, I'm not gonna get none of those guys. I'm gonna get Hamilton or Stingley." Like, yo,
Dude, the scenario that was brought up is the linemen that they want, Ekwonu or Neal, are gone in this scenario.
Right.
If Ekwonu or Neal are there at 5, I'm taking Ekwonu or Neal. I'm taking Ekwonu over anybody. And then at 7, I'm taking best player available. But in this situation that Joe and Hit Squad and GOS brought up, those guys, well, I don't know about GOS. I don't mean to put stuff on GOS. I didn't know if you said it or not, but I know Joe and
I'm
Hit
good.
Squad
I'll
did.
just go with it.
But
no,
in this scenario,
GOS said, "Sit back there and think about Hamilton." That's what GOS
Yeah.
said.
in this scenario, and people going to kill Joe like they do all the damn time.
Well,
at
y'all
school.
killing me right now.
I know. But in this scenario, Ekwonu and Neal are gone.
Right.
They
No
do not have as much faith in Cross as they had in Ekwonu and Neal. And Cross is way low on their board than what a Sauce Gardner or a Hamilton or a Trayvon Walker or whoever would be. And we're saying this
Hopefully you can
scenario,
find a trade back.
Right.
if you can't find a trade back, they have Sauce Gardner and Kyle Hamilton high on their board.
Right.
They had Kyle Hamilton at the same level as Ekwonu and Neal. Let's say they did that.
Okay. Well, let me
And
ask
they
you a
take
question.
Sauce. Hold on. They take Sauce Gardner at 5. You're saying it's stupid because they didn't fix the offensive line. Okay, that's cool. It would be stupid if Ekwonu was there, didn't it? But they took Sauce Gardner, but he's not there. And they draft this kid Sauce Gardner. He turns out to be way better than everybody thought. He turns out to be locked down. And Wink system, if you can lock down one side of the field in Wink system and allow him to send fire with those linebackers and everything, you don't have to worry about one side of the field. He locks it up. That makes the defense so much better.
It does.
And hold on. And you can't tell me that the lineman that they signed this free agent is way better than what we had. I know they're not the end all of end all, but they're way better than what we had.
I have to see it.
Can you agree on that?
No, I have to see it.
I've seen it on film, bro. He was with the coach. That dude's athletic as hell, and he's good. And Feliciano was way better at center. I wouldn't be saying this if I didn't study on those guys. They're way better than what we had. Billy Price, please.
Okay, now
Hernandez, he couldn't even pick up a damn stud. This Glowinski dude was playing just as good as Nelson at times with the Colts.
Yeah.
If Carson Wentz wasn't such an asshole, they would have been in the playoffs easy. Why do you think Jonathan Taylor was going off? Running behind that dude.
Yep.
You can't tell me Jonathan Taylor shouldn't have been an MVP candidate this year the way he was going off and those big ass holes they was opening up for him. They're way better than what we had. And yes, I would take an offensive line. I would take Equanu O'Neal over Sauce Gardner any day. Any day I would take them over them. Yeah. But if they're not there, if Sauce Gardner can lock down,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep.
If Sauce Gardner can lock down one side of that field, and if we could get the ball in positions the way we were getting last year with Daniel Jones and a new offensive scheme and new offensive linemen, I'm quite sure we could put up enough points if our defense is balling the way they were last year, shutting people down. Yeah. You're thinking of the offense when Jake Fromm and Glennon came in there. Hell, there's nothing you could do with that situation back last year. But you can't base the whole year off the Fromm and Glennon games.
You can't say that, Pat. When Daniel Jones, there was games that Daniel Jones played that we didn't put up more than 3 points, bro.
When? What game Daniel Jones played? What game Daniel Jones
last year?
What was the
score that we lost to the Rams? Did you forget?
That was one game. How many games did we not?
It doesn't matter. You telling me that we only
how many games did we not score points?
You just told me no, bro.
There.
You can't do that to me, bro. I'm not NYG 22. I'm not Adam. I'm gonna speak my piece, my nigga. You can't sit here and tell me that those 3-point games was only when Fromm and Glennon was in there. Then I tell you a game where it happened with Daniel Jones, and then you say, "Oh nah." I told you one, the one with the Rams, and then you say, "Oh nah."
I didn't say, "Oh no." I said that was one. I said, name them. One. How many games did we score 3 points or less with Daniel Jones in there?
That's my point. All I gotta name is one. All I gotta name is one. If you got our starters out there and you can't score more than 3 points, then it doesn't matter how banging your defense is.
How many people were banged up on offense last year? How many receivers was he throwing to last year? And he still put up over more than 3 points with the worst scheme in the league and the worst offensive line.
That's what we bring you here at the Big Blue Crew. We bring the spicy caliente.
I want to say this much too. Right?
And then Supercharge said we scored 11 points against the Rams.
We did. We scored 11 versus the Rams.
We got a touchdown and an extra point in
garbage time.
Yeah,
garbage time.
Look, I get this offensive lineman battle. I really do. But if you look at good teams,
but I really got to take a shower, guys. I just got home from work. This shit's driving me crazy.
No problem, Lou. We're gonna talk soon, brother.
But ain't no love lost. Y'all know how we do. We do this
every
time.
We roll with
all the time.
Good teams got good offensive linemen, Joel.
Yeah. I get it, guys. I get it. But if they're not there, they're not there. If that position is not there, that's a reach. And then that's the worst thing you can do. If he's not there, if he's there, you grab him. I'm all for that. But if that guy's not there, don't reach because Jerry Reese reached. Evan Ingram was a huge reach. We know that. Eric Flowers was a huge reach. We know that. We can go back and say Barkley was a reach. All right, because he wanted to do all that for Eli.
Well, I agree with you. That I don't know about that, Gio.
He wanted a guy for Eli Manning. All right, when you're specifically targeting one player on the field and get him help, that's a target. That's a reach.
But Saquon was a level above everybody in that draft. He was clearly the best player in the draft.
But we all know the right move was to trade that pick. What
if they didn't have no trade suitors? I think Barkley would still be the best pick at that point in time.
He did, but he said he wasn't going to get fleeced for it. Remember?
Oh, he said he don't want. No. He said he's not even going to pick up the phone. He told
Right.
everybody
Oh,
don't even
that's
pick
right.
up the
He said he
phone.
doesn't
Right.
That's
trade
what he
back.
said.
That's right. That's
Right.
No.
So
So
he
he
had
was touched by the
had
hand of
offers.
God.
Right. Oh, look, I'm not making fun of the Barkley pick, but we all know sitting right here that number 2 pick was supposed to be traded. You know,
Logically, yes.
okay, right.
But
So that's
Barkley was, oh man,
I
that first
get it.
year.
I
Shit.
get it.
Sheesh.
I was so excited that we had him. I was like, oh, it's a wrap.
But our team
I
was
bought
so
the jersey
depleted.
after the first game against the
I bought
Jags.
it as soon as we drafted him. I didn't even wait for a game.
Can I say my piece one more time though?
Sure.
Yeah,
You-
talk your talk, Big Pat.
You know what I ain't gonna say scared or afraid, but you know what I don't want to happen is us to miss out on a very good player
Like Parsons.
and reach for somebody like Cross, who
Like
I
a
think is a
bust.
good player, who I know is a good player. But what if they know something about Cross that I don't know because I'm not able to get out there in the field and scout? I would love to do it, but I'm not gonna be here and act like I am. What if they know something about Cross that I don't, and they have him way lower on the board? And somebody like a Sauce Gardner or Hamilton is there that you know that can very well change your defense. But since right tackle is a position of need, we're going to reach for Cross right here at 5 and miss out on that guy.
Right.
And then Cross turns out to be a bust, and Gardner goes out there to be one of the best DBs out of this draft. But we got a position of need, and the crowd was cheering. We got a right tackle, yeah. But he turns out not to be nowhere near as good as Equanu and Neal, and they weren't on the board. And we missed out on a good defensive player where we could have got somebody like Lucas in the 3rd round that could play just as well as Cross is playing. That's what I don't want to happen.
Right.
This is why GMs get the big bucks, man. This is why they get the big bucks right here.
I mean, you make
This
a
is the
great
this is the
point.
struggle.
And you can make fun of me. You can tell him I'm crazy. You can say whatever you want. I'm going to stand my ground on this.
Right.
Best player available if those 2 tackles aren't there. Because I know for a fact they like Neal because he has Alabama ties to Dabo, and they like Equanu. I believe they feel he's the best player in this draft besides Hamilton. And Hamilton may have fell down a little bit after his combine because his numbers did not show what was on the field. That's why you got to do a little bit more research on Hamilton. But you mess around, you take a Zion Johnson or a Cross, or you have them lower on your board than a Sauce Gardner and them, and you reach for them and they bust. That's your ass.
See, if I'm a GM, I'm reaching for Cross. That's why I'm not a GM. That's why I'm not a GM.
Nah,
though.
but I'm with you. I'm with you on that because, I mean, it's our O-line has played too poor for too long. I'd rather get 2 guards, 2 tackles, and 2 centers just to ensure that we fix the O-line.
And the stakes are higher this year.
Yeah, you can
We
get
got Daniel Jones on his prove a deal.
Well, so what are you doing? It's like throwing darts at a board. You can get all 6 of those offensive line, and all of them can turn out to be bad. Then what?
That's true. That's always. I mean, listen, that's the draft. You flip a coin. All these guys have to develop. None of them where they need to be. I mean, none of them are finished product.
But if you know something, I'm saying, hey, GOS, this is only if I know something about Cross that I know that's going to translate to the league is going to be bad. There's no way you can take that guy just because he's a position of need.
No,
now,
then you start looking towards second.
I would take Cross at 5 because I think he's that good of a pass blocker, and we don't need him to be a road grader at right tackle to block for us in a zone scheme. So I think he could fit, but I don't think these guys are that high on Cross. I just don't.
It's possible.
Yeah. Let me just say
in that case, go cornerback. I mean, that's a premium position. I mean, quarterback, edge rusher, tackle, quarterback. That's the premium positions in the NFL. You try and get one of them when you're at a spot like we are in a draft.
Yeah. No, I just want to say real quick, shout out to 28 in the chat, man.
Damn.
I appreciate you guys stopping by. You can find G Nation, Big Pat, GOS, Classified Joe's links in the chat. Please go subscribe to them. Join the Hit Squad while you're at it as well. These guys make great content. You guys already know that. I ain't even got to hype them up. Just go give them a follow, man. I greatly appreciate it.
My man Tudo's in the chat. What up, Tudo?
Saw that too. Let me
and subscribe
some of
to
these
me
chats.
because I lost 8 subscribers yesterday and I don't even know how.
Damn. What?
Oh, that's the purge, bro. YouTube
got-
registers them as bots and they take them away if you get too many too quick.
I got to 801 last night. and then woke up this morning and was back at 793. I'm like, what the? This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh,
YouTube
shit.
unsubscribed him. It happens.
We got Lou's best friend coming on the stream. Big
Oh.
play.
Penis! Penis!
First of all, pause.
How is
And
he
second
my,
of all,
how
what's
is
up,
he my
Big
best
Paul?
friend?
What's
No,
up,
I
yo?
think y'all besties. What's going on, BP?
Nah,
my
hell
best,
no.
my best friend is the other P word.
Poontang.
Pat?
Pat.
Okay, I wanted to be careful with what I said for P, but
What's good, his squad?
what's
Man?
good, BPS? Thanks for stopping by, man. How are you?
Hey, I'll be
I'm
right
good.
back. Hit.
That's his
Take
name.
your time, man.
Big Pussy Slay.
Pause.
Big
Pause.
No play, Slay.
Hey, let me just get to this real quick. Jonathan Studios, Big Blue in the Bronx, Coach Dante, Deception,
What's up,
D
Big Blue?
Illa, Mark the Blue Giant, Super Taj, Tuto, the
Wait a
legend.
minute.
It's
appreciate
Tuto.
you.
Wait a
It's
minute.
Oh, excuse
Tuto.
me. Tuto, I
Yes.
apologize.
2
Thank
syllables.
Tuto, thank you.
Yella in
What
the chat
the
too. He makes
hell?
Yella. He makes
Oh.
videos too once in a while. So check him
Yeah.
out.
Breaking
Definitely.
news. The
Ooh,
Packers
what you
are
got?
trading wide receiver Devonte Adams to the Las Vegas Raiders.
Wow.
Vegas Raiders.
2022 picks. League sources. Adam Schefter just broke this.
Wow.
Yeah, he said he wasn't playing under that franchise tag. He wasn't playing.
Roger's gonna be pissed.
Wow.
Roger's
gonna-
about to go.
Yep.
Roger's about to go to Jeopardy.
Wow.
Who the hell he gonna throw it to? Corona?
These
Like-
nuts.
Seems like he likes that stuff.
Oh.
He's immunized. He'll be all right.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Oh,
very interesting to see what they do.
Blockbuster. Congrats to Derek Carr. He gets a wide receiver he could throw the ball to.
Yeah.
A beast of a receiver too.
Oh.
Let's hope
That's
Devonte can stay
huge.
sober, out from under the wheel.
Nah,
They-
bro. That
they
just took over the NFL mainstream media.
I mean, that's going to be very interesting to see what happens with Rodgers, man. I mean, Allen Robinson got 3 years to go to the Rams, so that's another receiver that's off the market. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't even see them getting a Julio. I mean, I love Julio, but that hamstring.
Julio
I'm
old,
good off
man.
that. I know, but then it's like when you look at the market, they don't really got a lot of options.
Yo,
They missed a big
today
time with this one.
has been one crazy day. My Eagles released Fletcher Cox. And then now Devonte Adams gets traded. Damn,
And
that's
Deshaun
crazy.
Watson had a second interview with the Saints that nobody knows about.
$141 million over 5 years for Devonte Adams.
Oh,
Wow.
Damn.
141 for 5.
Yes.
And he caked up.
damn. I made wrong decisions in life. Man,
Yeah.
I made way wrong decisions in life.
That's a lot of money for Devontae.
He caked
man.
up. You can't even
And-
be mad at him.
And
Aaron
two
Rodgers
first
can't
round
even be mad at
picks.
him.
Mm-mm.
Two first round, two prime 2022 picks.
Yep.
Well, you know they're going to get him a
You-
wide
you-
receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna go for what's his name? Wilson.
Jameson Williams is what a lot of Packer fans like. I got a few that are friends. They all want
Now
him
the
for some
biggest
reason.
biggest news waiting to break really is just Watson.
I
He
think he goes
interviewed
to
with the
Atlanta.
Saints a second time. No, he interviewed with the Saints late last night when nobody knew about it.
Right. The Saints really want him so bad in the worst way. The Browns
Probably
are
where he
out.
wants to go too.
Because that's
You
the
guys-
only way. That's the only way they're gonna get Sean Payton back early.
Have you guys seen the new Baker Mayfield memes where they
Yep.
got like evicted on the gate as he's walking up with
Yo.
a bag of groceries?
I called that shit. I
Yo,
called it. I
it's
said that was
all-
gonna-
Hit Squad. This
Yes, sir.
dude has a live reaction to Devonte Adams getting traded to the Raiders, and he is losing his mind.
I mean, if you're a Packers fan, I
Oh,
understand.
Tom Grossi's got to be.
I
going
mean,
off the
because I
deep
know
end.
Valdez Scantley's on the market right now.
Well, listen,
Just
we
lost,
did it.
Devontae Adams.
We just did that a few years ago when Gettleman traded Odell. So
yeah, it worked out okay for us.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
we was doing crazy reactions when Odell got traded. Giants fans was going crazy on freaking on internet.
I remember that.
Oh yeah, I'm tweeting at I'm tweeting at Tom Grossi.
You sounded real suspect just now.
Deception. No, I don't believe that Peppers has signed anywhere else.
No, I've
Um,
heard nothing.
Don't
I
nobody
haven't
want
heard
him.
anything.
He gonna get a 1-year prove it deal.
Which I honestly I think that wouldn't even be a bad option considering he's coming off an injury. I mean, try to get as much money as you
Yeah.
can, but
Ain't nobody beating down the door for him. I promise you. He gonna sign back for a minimum deal, prove it with incentives.
yeah. D Illa says I'd rather have one of those OS wide receivers over Sauce, and I would reach for Cross too.
Ohio State.
There
Yep,
you go.
Ohio
There
State.
you go. See?
Mark
Not
the
as
Blue
crazy as
Giant says
not as
I see
crazy
what
as
you're
Pat
saying.
thinks I am.
Nation. Tuto, GOS, salute, salute, Tuto. Appreciate you stopping by, man.
Yo, who's gonna
Alex,
win the AFC West though? Like,
I still think it's the Chiefs. You still got Patrick Mahomes.
well, what does that mean? I mean, the Broncos have Russell Wilson. The Chargers
I don't
have
know.
Justin Herbert. They have
I'm
I
leaning
mean, not
towards Chargers
Herbert.
right now.
They have Herbert. They have Khalil Mack. They have Derwin James, Joey Bosa. The list keeps going on. They added J.C. Jackson. Anyone can win that division. The Raiders just added arguably the
Also,
best receiver in the league.
so you're an AFC West fan now. I get it.
Oh my God, that division is stacked.
Wherever
Yeah, it
Slay
is.
goes to, that'll be his new team.
Oh
No
my
play Slay.
God, that division is stacked.
Tuto says
His name is Big Poom Poom Slay.
No, that doesn't even make sense.
So you got a
uh,
wide receiver when you should be a tight end. You've been
That
too
don't even
loose
make
with it.
sense.
You've been too loose with it.
nah.
Pause.
Tudo says so easy to spot any stinking Boyd's loser fans from miles away. Big mouths, front teeth missing, two-hand claws, past due bills, and they never shut up. Forget about it.
Damn.
Tell him.
Wow.
Tell him.
Damn.
Tuto.
Damn.
Tuto.
Tuta.
Yes. Tuto basically just told you this, Slay. Stata zitto, stonado.
You still lost
Picho
him.
colo.
Man,
He said, shut up, stupid, in Italian. Stata zitto, stonado.
stunado. Yes, Miz. We were just talking about that a little bit ago. Adams with the Raiders.
Oh, Spotlight Raiders talk. He's live. I want to see this.
I bet Tuto's like, what? Where did he learn how to say that?
Yeah, man. Oh shit, we got. Hold on. Oh, Joe just left. Not Joe, my fault. G Nation just left. Hey, what's going on, Rod? How you doing,
Hey,
man?
Rod.
Appreciate you stopping by, man.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? What's going on, Hit Squad?
Chilling, man. My bad. I just saw you were backstage. How are you, man?
Oh, no, just chilling, man, just chilling. Told you I was
Well,
gonna try to pop in.
hey, I appreciate it, man. I know you had a busy night. While I got you here, man, I mean, we were talking Kyle Hamilton earlier. I know everyone on the panel so far, outside of Slay, has given their thoughts on the situation with Logan Ryan. I mean, what are your thoughts, man? I mean, how are you feeling about this cut? I mean, do you think it says anything towards the draft, maybe free agency? What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, I think everything that Joe Shane and the Giants organization, it's been saying a lot as far as what the draft and where they're gonna, well, at least what direction they're headed. I mean, picking up the offensive lineman that we did, picking up the backup QB that we did, and the fact of letting Logan Ryan go, realizing that you're gonna have I think it's anywhere between 3 to 5 as far as dead cap, if not a little bit more. This team is trying to go young. He's trying to rebuild, and he's just, trying to get this team in a position to where we can succeed. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, if we look at this team, and some fans are looking at the season as probably one of those season as far as we're not going to really do anything. I think he's still trying to build a team that's going to be able to compete, regardless of the fact of how many games we win. We're still going to try to compete.
Yes.
Okay, I like that. I mean, I think you make a good point there, man. And that's what we got to hope for. Oh shit, hold on.
Wait, I
All
got
right, we
a
got you here, man.
Joe.
Uh,
When Adams was traded, did the Raiders get a first round pick back?
the Raiders gave up two picks.
Oh,
It says 2022 picks. Why, you gonna tell them that? Stealing my information?
no, I just needed to know that because I
Yeah.
was just trying to know. I needed some information, bro. I didn't know
Yeah,
what was
exactly.
going
We
on.
know why. That way he looks smart in the chat. Yeah. You're right. Lou's right, you little Somali pirate.
Jesus Christ.
Steve? Steve?
That's
Well,
messed
what are
up.
you talking, dog?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
That's where my 8 subs went.
That's right.
Yo, y'all are crazy.
Shit, but yeah, man. Shit. Shout out to the 20 in the chat. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Please subscribe to all these guys here. Let me see real quick. All right, cool. Yeah, it's been a great day, man, especially for free agency, man. Let me ask y'all this real quick. I mean, do y'all see us making any other small signings here? I mean, I know the obvious people will say DeShone Elliot, but do you see us making any other small signings in this free agency period?
I don't
Yeah.
think Shane's even close to being done, if you want the God's honest truth.
Rodney.
I could see it.
Yeah, what's going on, Pat?
I think we could see another, because there's still news about Bradbury. We're hanging on to him. Man, nobody's safe. Nobody is safe. The right offer comes along, the guy's going to be gone. He's looking to do something here. And now I think that why we're going off on what happened today is people are starting to panic.
Breaking news. Devonte Adams.
We already
is
talked
traded
about
to the
that.
Raiders. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Damn,
Easy,
Slay.
Pat. Or
Yeah.
Slay.
I'm just saying. Like, I knew he
Jeez.
was going to say
Hold
Devontae.
on. All right, for just like
Now
1
we're
minute,
good.
real quick. What the hell? All right. Let me just read this comment and Slay. I'll have you come back. He says, "Big Boss Lou, our entire team can't wait for your next leather to the face on Saturday live show. Calling the fights in different languages, Joycey accents, Pat the announcer, Joe cracking jokes in between."
Yes.
Yeah, man. Y'all go subscribe to G Nation, man. He got you covered with boxing, New York Giants, all around the league news, man. Go subscribe. Let's see. Yeah, Miz, I don't mind. I gotta see how many people I can have on here because I got 7
Well,
right now at the moment.
that's all right because I'm going to scoot. I got me some boiled dinner calling my name. It's
Hey,
been
no
cooking for like
problem,
7
man.
hours.
No
Ham
problem.
and cabbage and potatoes and
Yeah, no, you're good.
oh,
We're gonna let this go for another 10 minutes. So yeah, Miz, I don't mind you calling in. I'll
You over
drop
there
the link
eating
in the
bangers
chat.
and mash?
no. That's for later tonight when I get on my OnlyFans.
Oh my
What?
God. He signed a 5-year, $141 million contract.
141 million. Yep.
Ain't
God
that something?
damn.
Oh
So-
my goodness.
Yeah, drop the link for Miz and hey guys, I'm sure somebody will go live tonight. I don't know who
Yep.
it will be, but we'll
Moi.
catch y'all later.
I can
Moi.
tell you a lot of Raiders fans are going to go live tonight.
It will be
Yes, sir,
moi.
Joel.
It will be me.
All right, then. So y'all already know. Y'all can go to G Nation's channel. We'll be there as well. Oh shit, Rodney, I see you're there too. Hold on. Let me add the Miz in. What's going on, Miz? Can you hear us?
Yeah, hello.
Yep, we can hear you, man. What's
Hey,
going
what's
on,
going on,
Miz?
guys? How are you?
Good. How are you, man? What's your
I'm
thoughts
good,
on
man.
Logan Ryan, man?
Yeah, I was listening earlier and I had to bounce out, but my thing was, Logan Ryan. I have no problem with the move. I was talking about it a week ago. I thought we could get rid of him. I didn't. I thought we might get something back better, money wise. But the guy, to me, I don't know if anyone agrees. He looked shot to me like it was over, you know. So anyways, you're moving in a younger direction. And like I said in the chat earlier, you want to win. You don't want to keep on losing. You got to make the changes. People can't hold on to names because these names haven't won us anything. You know, and that's just how I feel.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think that makes a good point. And honestly, to me, I thought this was kind of a shock. I mean, me and Gios were talking about it earlier. I mean, I kind of had to look at my phone twice. I know Joel was ahead of the ball, saying that he thought that he could be cut. I didn't think that he could be cut before Bradbury got traded, but
Joe
it
is the
looks like
big blue ball.
the big blue ball. Hey, what's going on, Lou? Oh wait, Tuto says bring on Miz and get rid of Slade the loser.
No,
Man,
but yo,
yo,
Tudor does
two
not like
piece
Eagles
pseudo
fans,
with that
man.
Mike Tyson knockout.
So I got a
He
question
does
for you
not like Eagles
guys.
fans.
Yeah.
So I
What's
got a
your
question
the
for
question?
you
truth, the
guys.
truth is that there's a chance that they might work it out where they keep Bradbury. Like from what I'm hearing, Wink kind of wants to keep him.
I mean, we'll see.
Well,
I don't
I'm
know
sure
because
he
Shane
does.
said that he doesn't want to restructure these contracts, but I mean, we'll see.
Well,
But
I
GOS,
also
what was
want to
your
say
what
real
was your
quick, Hits, if
question?
you don't mind, if I just
Sh-
throw in my 2 cents,
Sure.
and Pat probably knows, I am not a fan of drafting Sauce and Hamilton at 5 and 7. I will flip the hell out. I am not a fan of that at all, man, at
well,
all.
see, now that was the question I was going to ask the panel is, what do you think we do now at 5 and 7?
Tell him again,
Because
Miz. Tell him a fucking again.
I'll
Yo,
be
I heard
honest,
what Lou. I'm with Lou, man. No way, man. That will be the one of the worst things I've ever seen. You guys want to trash Gettleman? I love this guy, Shane. I will jump off the train so fast if they do that.
okay, so if we're saying that Iquanu, Neal, Aiden Hutchinson, and Thibodeau is off the board, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you know Joe Shane has those guys rated high. I don't think, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, if those 4 guys off the board, I don't see a problem going, maybe Cross at 7, and
I
being
go
the
Cross and
deciding factor.
Karlaftis. I go Cross and Karlaftis. If all 4 of those guys are off the board, I go Cross and Karlaftis.
Okay, so you're saying that you wouldn't take a chance on Sauce Gardner. I understand the Kyle Hamilton. So as far as drafting a safety that high,
Right.
even though he's probably one, I think he's considered the best prospect in the draft. You're saying that you would rather go with Karlaftis and Cross?
I
Man,
think Xavier McKinney is a beast at safety.
Okay, so then what about a DB?
We can get a cornerback later on. Right now, we need Karlaftis and Cross. If Stingley, Lord have mercy. If Thibodeau, Aiden Hutchinson, Iquanu, and Neal are off the board, then Cross and Karlaftis is the way to go.
Okay,
You
but
still
Trayvon
get a off.
Walker an option too. That's
You still
Wayne,
get
man.
you still get a right tackle and you still get an edge rusher. Or the guy he just said. Shit.
Walker,
Yeah, Trayvon Walker or Jermaine Johnson.
Jermaine Johnson. Yep.
So
I'll
Well,
be,
I
I'll be
think
honest
Johnson
so
with
would
you, Lou.
be
instead
an
of
I
outside
us,
feel.
chance.
I think
so
that.
instead of us,
I'm sorry.
so
Go ahead. I just
I'm
think.
sorry, Miss. Go ahead.
No, from what I've read and listen, Sauce is very real at 7. I'm not gonna lie. That Sauce is very a realistic guy that we might take at 7, and a lot of people consider Bart Scott. Bart Scott called him a Revis 2.0. Like people think he's that much of a lockdown corner. So I wouldn't be mad if they went with him at 7. But please go get me a big man at 5. And when I say big man, I'm talking tackle or if Kayvon is there, one of the big guys on the trenches. You cannot go safety and corner with 5 and 7. Are you
Right.
kidding me?
That's
You
ridiculous.
can't.
Okay, now I got to. All right, so that same scenario, which one would you rather prefer?
Who is that? R dot?
Yeah, what's going on, Lou?
What's up, Rodney?
Yes,
Not
sir.
much, man. I got 2 scenarios. With that, well, I'm sorry. With that same scenario there, with those 4 guys off, which do you think is a better draft if they went in the first round? Trayvon Walker, Sauce Gardner, or Trayvon Walker because they have him actually rated higher than Thibodeau and Karlaftis.
Because of the combine. That motherfucker showed
Exactly.
out. He showed out at the combine.
So, would you get mad at Trayvon Walker and Sauce Gardner or Trayvon Walker and Garrett Wilson?
Garrett Wilson, I wouldn't be mad at because I would like to see Galladay gone. I
Right.
would not be mad with Trayvon Walker and Garrett Wilson because I would love to see Galladay gone.
And Lou, I think Galladay will be gone after this next season.
Yeah,
I can see it too.
this dude has underperformed. He did not deliver on any level, way, shape, or form. I don't care if it was Garrett's system. you still should have went and did something. I mean, shit, you couldn't even get open enough for DJ to find you. You get $72 million, you can't even create space. Yeah, I don't want you here.
Well, there's later
Now, what if
round
he bounces
wide
back?
receivers, whereas cornerbacks not so much in this draft. Though I mean, I think you got to think about that at the same time.
I mean, if we go Trayvon Walker and Garrett Wilson, I mean, granted, we're not really doing much as far as edge, but
Well,
he can play
mind
the
you-
3 and the 5 technique.
Mind you, we didn't get rid of Bradbury, so cornerback is not really a need. Our cornerback core is pretty good. Adoree Jackson, Bradbury, Aaron
Oh, so if we
Robinson,
keep Bradbury, you
Rodarius
guys are saying.
Williams. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
we don't know what's going on with that yet. So we still got to talk about him as if he's still here.
Or if they have a plan that we don't know about, where they didn't get what they wanted for Bradbury right
And
now,
they bundle him in the trade at the draft.
or they keep him into the season, but they still go draft Sauce at 7, and then early in the season when another team loses a starting corner, they be
Trade
able
him.
to get the pick they want for him.
Yeah,
So
but
kind
the
of
thing
like a
is,
Denver situation when they drafted what's his name last year out of forgetting his name, but I know Dallas fans wanted him.
Yeah, I know.
God, his name isn't coming to my name. But they didn't need secondary help last year, but they decided to take a corner.
I mean, I think if you can't move Bradbury, no, you don't move him at all. You know, I think it'd be a waste of time to actually try to package him in a trade at draft time. If you can't move him now, you might as well.
I wouldn't
You might as well call it
suggest
a break.
I wouldn't suggest it. I agree with you. I was just saying that might be something that they could be looking to do as well. You know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, but I
okay.
wouldn't.
Why Bradbury wasn't moved yesterday? Because I heard he was the best they were getting was a 5, and Joe
They think
Shane
he's worth
basically
more than
said,
that.
"I'm not a sucker." You
Right.
know? So
You may have to bite the bullet and take that 5. Now, is it a 5 this year or is it a 5 next year? That's the question.
well, no. Some people around the league were saying that by 4 o'clock the Giants weren't going to get nothing.
We had to
because
pay him
teams-
$2 million. Yeah.
Well, teams thought that if we don't offer anything to the Giants at 4 o'clock, they're going to cut him.
And
But
we can get him for cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe said, "I'm not going to cut him. I'll pay him his $2 million bonus, and I'm going to wait till I get what I want." And that's a
Now,
smart move.
I read that his contract isn't fully due until week 1. So I mean, they could keep him until then. I mean, like you're saying, Miz, and if let's say a team starting corner goes down, they could trade him. I mean, I've always thought that a team like the Chiefs could use some extra secondary help. I mean, you look at the receivers in that division. You trust any of their corners? I know they got Justin Reed, but
Hey,
shit, he can't cover everyone.
Logan Ryan is not a corner anymore. That's why he took a step back and went to safety, because he lost the step. He's old, man.
No disrespect to people who's like fan favorites of players. I understand all that. Logan Ryan is a nice guy. He was a leader for the first year. He's a great guy in the community. He's a great person. The guy was not good last year anymore, and the contract we gave him was outrageous. I'll be honest. You know,
Yeah.
so you can't. That's why they got rid of him, because you can't pay him that type of money right now. Especially we are strapped. Just go in a young direction. And by the
There's
way,
nothing wrong
I'm
with
someone
that.
who
And part of the
believes
reason
that,
they gave him that money was because he did recruit guys to come over here. He was a big part in the Adoree Jackson and the Kenny Galladay signing. You know, so he was an integral part. He was more than just a player. He was involved in a lot of stuff. So I think that they gave
He
him
was a
that
leader.
kind of as a reward for doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a leader. But at this point right now, where we stand right now with a new GM and we're going with a brand new direction, we can't really afford to pay a guy for being a nice guy. You know what I mean? Like,
True.
and we got to move on from that type of stuff. Well, we're never gonna get good.
Yeah,
And
I
I do
agree.
think Love can be a really. I personally like Love a lot. I think he's a real good player.
I do too. I do
I
too.
think Aaron Robinson is a sleeper too. I think he's gonna have a great year.
Me too, G Nation. I agree with you 100%, man.
Now what do you guys think about this? Because they let Logan Ryan go, what do you think they do with Jabril Peppers?
He's gone. He doesn't have a contract with us. He's a free agent.
Do you think he fits Wink's system though? Because Wink
only as a linebacker, because he can't cover worth a damn.
Right.
I've always
True
wanted to
indeed.
see him play that position too, kind of like what Washington did with Landon Collins.
Yeah, they cut him because he couldn't cover worth a damn. And you can't put him at linebacker because he's not hitting as hard as he used to.
So he'd be a hindrance in Wink's system.
Exactly.
Okay.
Eric Davis, I think I've seen a lot of people say that Trayvon Walker is overrated. Can I get your guys' thoughts on this?
No, I don't think the guy's overrated. I think he hasn't been unleashed because they had so many people over there in
I
Georgia.
was just about to say he was on the bench most of the time because they had
No, he
dogs.
wasn't on the bench. It was just the system that they ran. Nobody was really going to go off like that because the system that they ran. But that dude's a beast, man.
Yeah,
I mean, the thing is,
Trayvon
I see with Trayvon. Oh, go ahead, GOS. I'll go after you.
I'll say Trayvon Walker has some things that he can do better than a lot of these guys in this draft. You can pop him out in coverage, and he can play out in coverage a little bit, and that's something that some of these other guys, like Johnson and some of these other big name Karlaftis, maybe get Karlaftis. I don't know. We see Trayvon Walker pop out in coverage and do that stuff that Wink likes, where a lot of these other guys that they're brought in here, they're going to have to be taught how to do it. At least with Trayvon, you're going to get it.
Really.
Yeah.
Well, I like the fact that he can play the 3 and the 5.
Yep.
You know,
you
that's
can kick him
the
inside.
main thing.
You can kick him outside. You can put him wherever you want to put him. You can put him at middle linebacker. He's fast enough to play that too, and that's crazy.
Right.
So for me, I don't think he's overrated at all.
No.
I like Pat said. I think he just hasn't been unleashed, and the combine is just maybe just a taste of his potential. And any team that gets him, praying hope it's the Giants if they choose to go that route. I think you got a gem right there because he's versatile. Like I said, regardless of everything else he can do, just because he can play that 3 and that 5 well, I think that's a plus no matter what, and whatever he brings to the table just adds on to that.
Well, I'll tell
You
you
develop
what.
his pass rush, man. That's it.
I'll tell you what. You heard it here first. I think the Packers get 2 receivers in the draft this year.
That's possible.
I could see it.
Possible.
That Raiders pick and their pick, they're going to have to go receiver.
Well, didn't they just lose a lineman as well?
They have to
Zadarius
go
White.
receiver.
They lost to Darius Smith too.
Yeah, Zadarius Smith.
Yeah, they have to go receiver.
Yeah,
He'd be
man,
great
I
in
don't-
Wink.
And because Aaron Rodgers, I mean, the only reason why you brought him back is because Devonte Adams is there. They can take you to the NFC Championship, but now he's not there. You're going to have to get some receivers now. You have to take 2 receivers in the first round.
Just to replace Devonte Adams.
Jahan Dotson and Christian Watson go to the Packers.
I mean, you pay Rodgers so much money, you have to go get him weapons, of course.
And you got no choice
And
but to
that's
do it in the
crazy.
draft.
And that's crazy. So that tells you that this dude is a narcissistic idiot. You mean to tell me a championship is the only thing on your mind and you let Devonte Adams walk because you want to take $50 million a year?
Right.
What a dummy. So that means it was just about the money with Rodgers. That's crazy.
Pretty much.
I noticed in the last 2 or 3 years, something's gone wrong with Rodgers. He hasn't been behaving as the same person we saw the first 10, 12 years.
He's a prima donna now.
No.
Yeah, man.
Got
He's
that,
not
that-
arrogant. He's cocky.
That
He's
pill
a
addiction finally
hippie
got
man.
his
I heard
ass.
he's smoking
Well,
a
he's
lot
an
of
elite now.
marijuana. He's different
No, he's
now.
an elite now, man.
That pill addiction
He's
got
acting
a
like
hold
it.
of his ass. He's a junkie.
Well, this is what happened. He met this girl, right? And they say she changed him. So that could be what happened.
Dude, he got red pilled. Obviously, look at the way he acts.
That's another thing, man. I was talking to my friend about him 2 days ago, man. Yo, Rodgers
Not red
sucks.
pill. Damn.
I know.
Well, you got that money. Hey,
Rodgers
listen.
jog
If
off
I
that-
got money
that
like
game,
him,
that
I'd be red
playoff
pilled
game.
too. Shit.
Sorry, Penny. Go ahead.
No, I'm
I was
done.
just gonna
I'm throwing
say,
my dig.
Rodgers came off that playoff game against the Niners, right? He jogged off the field. He did not look upset at all, and that told me something's not right.
Same old, same old.
He didn't look upset because he's used to losing in the playoffs. He's like, well, another year.
That game should have ate him alive because the Packers were built to
Right.
go to the Super Bowl last year. They had the defense to go finally, and he goes into a playoff game at home. He scores a touchdown on the opening drive of the game and then never sees the end zone the rest of the game, man. He should have been irate.
They only put up 10 points at home. That's crazy. You got the best home field advantage in the league.
Right.
And the
That's
best
true.
receiver in the league.
There was
That
no
mystique's been gone since the Giants, man.
There was no excuses. Plus, their defense played good enough to win that game. Okay, so
They played way more than good enough to win that game.
Right.
They held the 49ers to 13 points, or really 6, because they got a touchdown off a blocked punt.
right,
Mhm.
right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then you lose one of your top edge rushers, and you lose your top weapon because you want to take $50 million a year at 40.
That's crazy. Yeah, you're right. And then on the
That,
opposite
that,
end
that,
of the
that just proves to me that you don't want to win. I understand you want to get paid, but take 35 million, bro. You've made well enough money doing your. Well, I can't count a man's pockets, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
yeah, but you're
I can't count a
you're
man.
right on the money. You're right on the
No,
money.
never count a man's pockets. You don't know what that man needs his money for. So
Yeah,
if he felt
but
that getting his money,
He needs
felt,
he needs it for his drug addiction.
I mean, the Packers should have seen exactly what's going. Well, I know it took place afterwards, but the Packers should be really looking closely to what's the situation with Dallas and the fact that you overpaid for Dak and you overpaid for Zeke, and they're losing guys left and right because you can't afford to pay them.
you know what happened in that Devonte Adams situation. Devonte Adams, has been feeling disrespected by the Packers for the past 2 years. He's been wanting a contract, and so when they franchised him, basically said, I'm never going to play for you guys again. And so that's when the Raiders came calling, look, we'll give you 2 first-round picks, 2 third-round picks, or whatever. And Devonte Adams, we're going to give you your money. I told you that dude was going to get almost $30 million a year. That Christian Kirk contract, he getting 22. What the hell is Devonte? I thought he should get more. It should have been an even 150, 5 years, 150. That should have been his contract.
All right.
I mean, you know what you're getting with them too.
And I'll be real with you. Him and Rodgers may have fell out.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna sit there and you're gonna take a $50 million contract. And you know I've been your only guy these past 4 years, and you're gonna take a contract where it jeopardizes me getting my money. And I've been here for you this whole time. Well, he's been hurt. What, 2 games? Since these last, I mean, they've been the 4 NFC championship games in the last 5 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Now
And
Pat just hit it on the money, man. Pat, you hit it on. I was about to say that, and you went there. So Pat hit it on the money. I believe when Rodgers got that money, Adams was done. He was pissed off and he was out.
Well, he knew he probably wasn't going to get paid.
Right? They
He
didn't
probably knew that
That's
everybody
why
else.
he got franchised, because they used the money that they could have signed Adams and gave it to Rodgers. Same thing with Smith. You had to cut Smith in order to sign Rodgers, so I know you can't sign Adams. So they're going to have to draft 2 receivers this year. He's going to roll with 2 rookies, Lazard and the other guy, whoever that Valdez Scantling.
Mhm.
Because they can't even sign a tight end back now, Torben.
Actually, their wide receiver core right now is Lazar, Randall Cobb, Amari Rodgers, and the rest are practice squad players.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you pay Aaron Jones his money, but you couldn't pay Devonte Adams. And you could have got Devonte Adams probably for what Christian Kirk got 2 years ago. But you sit there and played around and waited till I know his eyes lit up when he seen Christian Kirk get 21 to 22 million.
Mhm.
Oh, hell yeah. Give me
I know
30.
he was happy. Mm-hmm.
Give me 30 at least.
Yeah.
I'm not even coming to
blame
the
Rodgers.
table if you ain't talking 25 to 27.
I blame Rodgers, Pat. You think the organization, when they sat down and came up with this number, when was it, a week ago or so? You don't think they told Rodgers, if we give you this money, we got to let you know that we don't have the money to bring Adams back? You don't think they told him that? And he probably still said, it's okay. I'll work. I'm arrogant enough to think that I could win with street receivers. It's true.
But one a year or 2 before when they drafted Jordan Love, he was complaining they should have took a receiver because we need help. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
There's something wrong with the guy. And
No,
it's really
remember-
all about him.
Remember last year he was holding out because he said he wants more of a say in who gets picked. He wants to be the GM and the quarterback. Because
And
he's
pretty
a narcissistic asshole.
He's a pretty stupid GM because he signed himself and left Devonte Adams in the dirt.
Yeah, he's become arrogant. Yeah, let me tell you, I used to use this phrase. You got the arrogance of a lion, but the brain of a mouse.
Mhm.
And that's the bar. And you have a guy in Tampa like Tom Brady, who's willing to get paid nothing so that he could try to keep the team together. And that's
Yeah,
the
right.
difference.
And Miz, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think there's not one way that what's the Kraft wasn't paying that man under the table. He was. He had to be. For Brady to keep taking those lame
Oh
ass
no,
contracts.
you know how he was paying them.
He was getting paid from endorsements.
No, you know how he was paying them. The same way they get paid in Hollywood on that casting couch.
Oh damn!
I know
You nasty.
that.
Oh,
I know that he was breaking Tom Brady off some money.
Yeah, he
underneath
was.
the table.
He was breaking him
Had
off
to.
on the table.
Well,
Nasty
they're
son
smart
of a-
because they're smart because they found a way to beat the system. So
Yep. Slay says Packers get 2 first-round picks out of this, plus they already got pick 28. So this is a 2 this year, which they can get wide receivers like Traylon Burks and Jamison Williams.
And it can work out if they get 2 good receivers. It can work out because 2 good receivers are better than 1 great one, I believe.
Oh, I
If you had the
agree
right system.
100%, Pat.
So I mean, he may be a smart GM, but I know for a fact that winning, like truly winning, is not top priority for him anymore.
right.
I believe it was earlier in his career, but now I don't know where this guy's going because I don't know.
Maybe he's just looking to pad his stats more for the next
Man, I
3,
can't
4
believe
years.
these motherfuckers
Nah, it's
stole
about the
my
money, man.
subscribers,
Pat's
man.
right. Yo, it's about the money. It's become about the status. It's the money status. That's all. He don't care. I don't think he cares for the championship like that anymore.
But he doesn't live a life of money status in my eyes.
I told you,
You ever
Pat,
see
like
this
2
dude
years
in
ago.
Hollywood and doing stuff like I don't see him doing stuff like that.
No,
Come
he
here.
doesn't.
Come
He
here.
doesn't do all that nightclubs and
Come here.
Hollywood. But the thing is, I'm telling you, this woman
Look what
came
time.
into his life
Look
a
what time.
couple of years ago,
Look what time.
and from what I heard, she kind of changed him. You know how it is. You get a woman, and then money could become real important. You know, so
I heard he's not
So-
with the chick no more though.
Yeah.
He's not.
I
I
heard
don't
he
think he's
got
with the
rid
same. Yeah, he's not with the same chick.
no, I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that they had broke up for like 2 days, and then they were back together again. That's what I heard. I'm telling. I could be
Yeah,
wrong, but that's what I heard. I
Well,
don't know.
damn. Well, if the money is that important, I don't need her. You mean to tell me I got to get $50 million a year to keep you happy?
He can't re-up. He can't re-up and supply her habit and his habit. He got
Nah,
to.
I don't know what the habit is.
I don't know
but-
what pillhead can't survive off $28 to $30 million
Yeah, I don't know.
a year. How
You
many
ain't-
pills? He's dead if he's pumping
Yeah.
that many pills.
You ever see Boogie Nights?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how Aaron Rodgers gonna end up
Damn.
on Hollywood Boulevard,
Damn.
At the end. Oh, you talking about at the end? The
sucking
towards the end,
slay.
right? Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Okay. Hey,
No
hey,
way you go through that much money on pills. I'm sorry.
Oh, it ain't pills. It's everything. Everything.
Oh,
Everything.
man.
And if he was on everything, he wouldn't be able to play like that.
Shit.
Shit.
Hey, gentlemen. Thanks for having me on, man. I gotta
Yes,
hop
sir.
off.
Nah,
I don't-
not a problem, bro. I
I don't-
appreciate you stopping by. We're
My
actually
lady's
gonna
giving
close
me
this
ugly
out
looks.
here.
My
Nah,
lady's
you're
I'm
giving
good,
me
sorry.
ugly looks right
I'm
now,
sorry.
man.
Nah, you're good, man. We're actually gonna close this out here. We've been going on for 2.5 hours. Look, I appreciate everyone that stopped by. At one point, we had 35 in here, so I appreciate that a lot. You guys made this episode a lot of fun. Big Pat, Giant Opinion, Miz, Big Blue Corner, G Nation, Slay, Joel that stopped by earlier, the Hub who was the first on the channel earlier. Appreciate you stopping by, man. You guys can find these guys' links in the chat, in the description as well. It's always a great time over here with the Big Blue crew, man. Anything else y'all got to say before we head up?
Yeah, subscribe to my channel. I lost 8 subscribers last night. I don't know how. Somebody please help me get back my 8.
I think
Yeah,
Joe wasn't Joe singing. Somebody was singing. I think somebody
they
was
got
singing.
taken
I'm not
away.
gonna. I'm not gonna blame Joel entirely, but I think wasn't Joel singing in the stream or something.
No,
like
no,
that?
I am going to blame him. I'm glad you brought that up.
Hey.
He's wearing it from now on. It's all Joe's fault.
Oh man.
But look, guys, please subscribe to the whole Big Blue crew, man. Again, you guys can find the links down below. And until next time, we'll see you guys in the next episode.
You're good, guys.
Peace.